Hello, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another stream. I'm going to be straight up honest with you. Transparency is important between me and you. What am I doing this week? I don't know. You tell me. I am so lost. Now, I think there are a few reasons for this. Firstly, there are like 9 million people saying, is Verts out in the chat? Yes, Florian Verts has been ruled out. And remember that Gameweek 29 is a midweek deadline. I actually don't think Florian Verts is a terrible sell if you don't have great cover, and I certainly wouldn't be buying him. Anyway, I think this week is very difficult because I think there are a lot of genuine 50-50s. I think like Captain Bruno versus Haaland, I think is close by Dango versus Wilson, I think is close. Like look to get Van Dijk or buy two midfielders is close. So already I think this is an incredibly difficult week where there are a lot of 50-50 decisions. But on top of that, when you've had a season similar to mine, you just aren't confident in your decision making. Like a lot of people have said to me this week, like, Ross, I've never seen you so unsure. And like, can you blame me when I'm having my worst ever season? I mean, it's not terrible by the way. I'm for like just over 500k. Like it could absolutely turn it around. But when you're having a season where nothing has gone right and every time you make a decision, you feel like it backfires, it does make it extremely difficult to then be confident in your decision making moving forward. So I am in a position now where I'm really unsure what to do. Now, one transfer that I was sure on, which is funny because it'll probably be the one that doesn't pay off, but I was very sure that I wanted to do Enzo to Dango, so I've already made that transfer. So Enzo to Dango has been done. What that means then is I have one free transfer left, and I have two options. I can either sell Timber to Virgil van Dijk and just leave the team as it is, but Van Dijk will be in, or I can sell Garner to Wilson. So I will run a poll in a second once the captaincy poll's been going for a little bit. But let me know what you prefer. Do you prefer selling Timber for Van Dijk? Or do you prefer selling Garner to Wilson? I could, of course, do both for a hit. I just don't feel like that's overly necessary. If I do Timber to Van Dijk, I then have a decision to make. I need to start one of Garner, Krupi, or Munoz. If you promised me Krupi gets like 90 minutes, I would play Krupi every single time. But I don't know that he even starts, let alone gets more than like 60, 65. So, I don't know. So that's where I'm at right now. Basically, I've already made one transfer. I need to make a second one on the stream. And on top of that, captaincy is very difficult. Like everything this week, like transfers, captain, benching. I genuinely do believe Haaland is just about the best captain this week. I've said it all week. I've ranked him top in my captaincy rankings. As you can see on your screen now, top left corner, Haaland for me is the best captain. But I don't think there's a massive amount in it. And so I guess what I'm saying is when I am 574k and I've not had my best season, if I don't think Haaland is the clear best captain in any given week for the remainder of the season, I should probably captain someone else. Because let's say best case scenario, I captain Haaland and he gets a hat-trick. I'll gain a little bit, but I'll only gain probably 25% of those 17 points. So even if Haaland goes humongous and I captain him, I'm not gaining much. I'm just preventing myself from falling. So I kind of feel like, yes, if he goes big and I don't captain him, it's probably game over. But that's kind of the risks that I'm going to have to start taking. So I feel like I probably shouldn't captain Haaland unless I'm really confident in him, which is why I have the armband right now on Bruno. There you go. There's the rant out the way in terms of my team. Good to see you, Nanoraptor. I'm glad you are watching, even though it's not a Saturday stream. Thoughts on punting on Thiago, even if I'm happy with my rank? Yeah, you don't only have to captain based on your rank. I just think when it's all very close, that can sometimes help. Like, if you're 5k in the world and you think it's very close between the three captains, unless you're going to try and go and win it, then probably just captain Haaland and just make sure that you don't fall out of that top 10k kind of thing. Bench one of Van den Berg, Gabriel, Chow, Rice, and Sarr. Ooh, that's tough. That is tough. Van den Berg. I wouldn't bench Van den Berg. Gabriel could never bench. Rice, I like. It'd be one of Chow or Sarr. I mean, arguably Ismail Sarr, I think I would bench there. Sento, probably. Hello, Ross. Good to see you, Lukey boy. Thank you for being here. Who to sell Verts for? I think the best midfielders to buy this week are Dango and Wilson. I do like Ryan, by the way. But yeah, I would go Dango or Wilson. Lots of people talk about Ekatike. I really genuinely think Ekatike is a great option, and I don't mind Ekatike captain. Like, truly, I think he's a really, really nice option this week. I've got him 6th on my captaincy rankings, but I could easily justify putting him slightly higher. I really am jealous of people that own Ekatike this week. I think he could do very, very well. Verts to Dango. Yep. Who to bench, Timber or Enzo? I think I'd start Timber ahead of Enzo. Playing Garner should net you a base of 4. You'd hope so. Yeah, this is kind of the thought process behind starting Garner. The thing is, he doesn't get DEFCON every week, so it's not a guaranteed 4-pointer like it is with, like, Elliot Anderson. His DEFCON has been 9-10, so he's not hit it the last 2 weeks. Then 14-19, hit it twice. 7-0, 26-16, 16-19, 15, 12, 13. He went through this spell here of hitting it every week. He did also play right back in the last game, but I don't expect him to play right back again. If he does, he still does get forward a little bit. I don't know. I don't think Garner's a great option, but I just think Krupi worries me. And if I'm captaining Bruno and I have Bruno and Mbermo, I guess my opinion shows maybe I just don't start Daniel Munoz. You know? Maybe I do just back Man United to do really, really well. 26 DEFCON. 29 DEFCON. It was mental. I don't know how he got 29 defensive contributions against Aston Villa. What did he get against Newcastle early this season? Oh, 6. Ugh. Ooh. To be fair, at this point in the season, he wasn't really getting DEFCON very regularly. So maybe that's just a one-off thing. Does he get more DEFCON away from home or at home? I mean, it's pretty mixed. I don't know. We shall see. We shall see. Bolivian Navy says, big love, went early and emptied my 5 free transfers. Chalobah, Enzo, Palmer, Mane, Timber, out for Verts, Virgil, Dango, Thiago, O'Reilly. I mean, love the transfer. Shame about Verts. Question is, if Verts is not sure, start Senesi or just keep him in first sub? Verts is out, so I would just start Senesi. Yeah, Verts has been confirmed out by Arne Slot. So, basically, I think as of right now, I'm likely to leave the team as it is and just do Timber to Van Dijk. Some people have said, by the way, why aren't you selling Munoz? I just think he's a bit lower owned and he's a fun punt for the next 2 after that. Spurs away, Leeds at home. So maybe I should sell Munoz. I mean, let me know whether you think I should sell Munoz rather than Timber. Maybe that's the better play. I don't think either Munoz or Timber are fantastic anyway. Verts to Dango. Oh, I did that one. Yeah, I said bench Timber, didn't I, Rory? Agnibar, hello, good to see you. I've got your team. You are thinking you did 1 free transfer for Chalobah to Van Dijk. Makes a lot of sense. 1 free transfer left, 0 in the bank. Any transfer suggestions? So I guess you're just missing, really, Thiago. You could also make an argument that you should consider maybe Enzo Fernandez to Dango or Wilson. Oh, you've got Wilson, so Dango. I mean, if that was my team, I would be very tempted to do Enzo to Dango and bench Timber or something like that, Agniba, but I don't think you need to make another transfer. The team looks strong. Realistically, the player you want is Thiago, but there's no way to get Thiago without selling Ekitike. And for those that do have Ekitike, I'd rather not sell him, even if it is to get Thiago. I just think Ekitike could do really well in the upcoming weeks. So yeah, I think I would probably do Dango in for Enzo just about. Best Verts replacements if I already have Dango and I'm not buying City assets. Yeah, I already have Mbermo. Oh, okay. Probably Dango or Wilson. I still think Dango Wilson are the best two. Just ignore the price. Like, I know some people are saying like, oh, but I've got like 10 million to replace Rice or It doesn't matter. Just keep the money. You don't have to spend your money, you know? Would you sub in Krupi or Hill for Verts? I'd rather start Hill than Krupi, personally. Bench one of Timber, Sar, Senesi, Hall. That's tough. Senesi, I think. By the way, guys, if you are enjoying the stream so far, thank you for being very on time. It's like a school lesson there. Please do smash that like button on the stream. It really, really helps spread the stream out to more people. So yeah, just hit that like button nice and early for me. So on the captaincy poll, by the way, we've had almost 1,000 votes. Haaland against Leeds away is 60%. Haaland's EO is going to be very high this week. Then we've got Bruno against Crystal Palace with 26%, Thiago against Burnley with 9%, and other with 5%. I have a feeling one of Bruno or Haaland is going to get a penalty this week, and that will be the swing. And then everyone will be like, oh, how did you not captain this player, and it'll be like, well, they got a penalty. They're both on penalties. I hate that when people are like hindsighty about a player that scores a pen. It's like when everyone was like, how do you not own Palmer for that run of fixtures? And it was like, you got 2 pens in one game. This is obviously why you own penalty takers, but they're also very unpredictable penalties, aren't they? Thiago or Rogers captain? I prefer Thiago. Again, because of pens. I always like to captain a penalty taker if I can. Is Wirtz a sell? I think so. Is Ekitike on pens at the moment? No, I would say he's third choice. It should be Salah, then Szoboszlai, then Ekitike for penalties, I'd imagine. Hey Ross, same dilemma as last week. Bench Njai or Wilson. Last week you said Wilson and that didn't pan out. Well, this week I'd say Njai. But again, he's on penalties, so he could score a pen. But I think Wilson would be my favourite option to start this week. Would you go Sharda if you already own Dango? I don't mind the triple up on the attack. Thiago, Dango and Sharda. The thing is, if in any week Brentford don't score, that's 3 of your 7 attackers have blanked immediately. Obviously, the flip side is if they score 4 or 5 goals against Burnley, then you're laughing because you've got loads of returns probably. So you really need Brentford to go big over the next 4 games if you're going like triple attack. If you don't have Thiago Darshill, then maybe that is a nice alternative to go Dango and Sharda. Start Njai or Anderson? I would probably start... Elliot Anderson's looked really good under Vitor Pereira, so I would go Elliot Anderson, I think. Omcar says, did Timber to VVD? Nice. Enzo to Wilson? Very nice. Should I do Wirtz to Mbeumo for a -4 and not get Dango? Remaining team kind of similar to yours. I think if you can, I would just bench Wirtz and start someone else. But if your bench is... Like, my bench really isn't ideal, is it, to be fair? So if you've got a bench where you're not happy playing anyone, then I would probably... Yeah, I like a -4 to buy Brian Mbeumo. I still think Mbeumo is a really nice buy. I've obviously had him for a while, but I was looking at his returns. When I watch Man United, I sort of forget about FPL a little bit. So I've just been watching thinking, Mbeumo's playing well. But then I looked and he's got assist, goal, blank, goal. So in the last... Is that the last six games, he's only blanked once. 5 attacking returns. He's been playing very well, like 9, 10, 2, 8, 6, 6. They're not huge scores, but he's doing enough. So yeah, I still like Mbeumo. Bench 1 of Njai, Krupi or Anderson. Krupi. Drop 2 of Timber, Gay, Enzo. I would start Gay and bench Timber and Enzo. Rice to Wilson and Enzo to Dango for a -4. I don't think you need to do the Rice move, so I would just do Enzo to 1 of Dango or Wilson and not take the -4. I don't think Rice is a bad option for the next 3. I think I've convinced myself to keep Rice until game week 31. So like for these games here, Chelsea, Brighton, Everton, I think I'll keep him. I might even bench him in 31 and have him for Bournemouth at home. I still don't know when I'm wildcarding, by the way. I think I might wildcard actually in 33 now. Might even be 35 that I wildcard, which I know is a bit late. It really depends which way the blanks and doubles fall. Because if I get into 33 and my team already looks good, there's no need to use a wildcard. So I might just wildcard super, and I mean super differential for game it's 35 to 38, last 4 weeks of the season. Because I could literally just field like an entire team of differentials, like get rid of Bruno, Haaland, just go like 5% owned players in every position. That could be fun. But we shall see. Rico Russo says on wildcard. Okay, I've got your wildcard. Szoboszlai, Chow and JP. So it's Szoboszlai, Chow and JP or Dango, Ekitike and 4.5 defender. I much prefer Dango, Ekitike, 4.5 defender personally. Which 4.5 defender? Probably Vandenberg. Yeah, I think Dango, Ekitike, Vandenberg or something like that would probably be the way that I would lean. Oh, you've got Kelleher though, so you couldn't do that. Anyway, another 4.5. But yeah, I quite like Dango, Ekitike, 4.5. Mr. Shazam with the big boy super chat. I hope you're doing well, my friend. Yeah, I hope you've had a good week. And I think I'm hoping I answered your message in the live stream member stream. But if I didn't, hopefully I can help you here. I have 0.5 in the bank, 4 free transfers. Okay, that's a great position to be in. I'm doing Timber to Van Dijk, which leaves me with 0.7 million in the bank. Okay, nice move, easy move when you got 4 frees. I have Rice, Bruno Fernandes, Wilson, Wirtz, and Enzo. Do I move Enzo or Wirtz or both? If so, for who? So you've got Bruno, Wilson, Rice, Wirtz, Enzo. I don't know what your front 3 looks like, but assuming that you can bench Enzo this week, I would sell Florian Wirtz to Dango Ouattara or Kevin Schade, and I would leave it there. Or Brian Mbeumo, actually. In fact, you could do Wirtz and Enzo to like Mbeumo and Dango. Those would be the three that I'd be choosing between, Shazam. Mbeumo, Dango, Schade. And I think you could bring in one or two of them, but I think you should prioritise selling Florian Wirtz as opposed to Enzo Fernandez. Just because Slot didn't give a definitive return date for Wirtz, it didn't sound great. And remember, it is a midweek deadline. Like I know Enzo isn't fantastic, but you can play him across the few weeks after the Arsenal game. So basically, all that rambling to say, yeah, Wirtz to one of Mbeumo, Schade, Dango, and then you can potentially buy a second one in for Enzo. Three free transfers: Chalobah to Van Dijk, Enzo to Dango. Unfortunately, got Wirtz last game week. Plan was to do Wilson for Rodgers game week 28. Should I now do it, or is Szoboszlai an option? So you did Chalobah to Van Dijk, Enzo to Dango. Yeah, just do Wilson in for Wirtz. I would just do Wilson in for Wirtz. I think you could buy Szoboszlai, by the way. Like, Szoboszlai has a good chance of playing in the 10 now, in the absence of Wirtz. So maybe. I still think I prefer Wilson to Szoboszlai just about. But yeah, Szoboszlai could become a real option if Wirtz is out for a while. Enzo to Wilson to bench Anderson or roll. No, I would just play Elliot Anderson. I have a good feeling about Elliot Anderson this week. 8.5 million in the bank. Which mid for Wirtz, or do Lewis for Senesi? I assume you mean Lewis to Senesi. Is that Rico Lewis? Which mid in for Wirtz? I just think, again, Dango or Wilson. I keep coming back to the same two. I do think if you have the money for Brian Mbeumo and you don't own... Oh, he's 8.7 now. Bloody, he was 8.7. Why did I think Mbeumo was like 8.1? I don't know why I thought that. I didn't realise Mbeumo was that expensive. Okay. Bloody hell, he's very expensive. I definitely won't keep him for the rest of the season at that price. I did not know Mbeumo was that much. I've been telling people to buy him at like 8 million. Okay. Interesting. You know when you just own a player and you just don't know how much they actually cost in your team? Visor617 says, hello, Ross. Hello. Your thoughts on my 11, please. 5-2-3. You're benching Rodgers, and your bench has Rodgers and Schade. There's no way you're benching Rodgers and Schade and starting Van Hecke and Gay ahead of them. Well, I like your team. I think your team is absolutely brilliant. In fact, I'd probably bench Kroopy. Right, I love your team, but I would start Rodgers and Schade ahead of Kroopy and Van Hecke. There's no way, especially Schade against Burnley, being third sub. You've got to start Schade and Rodgers for me. But outside of that, the team looks really, really nice. The rank really got you that dissociated with your team / FPL. Honestly, it's not even that. I just don't check the price of the players that I own because I'm not buying them, especially if I'm not selling them. Like I don't plan on selling Mbeumo, so I've just not even clicked on him recently to realise what his price was. Is Wirtz injured? Yes. Arne Slot has confirmed that he's out for game week 28. And remember, game week 29 is a midweek deadline, so you're probably not going to have him for 29 either. Luke, good to see you, my friend. Thank you for being a member and for the super chat. I appreciate it. Hey, mate, on wildcard, as I'm sick of Reds. I actually think this is a nice week to wildcard, by the way. I don't hate it too much at all. I have a set base of players, but the choice is between Mbeumo, Ekitike, and Schade versus Salah, Dango, and DCL. Okay, that's actually really close. My gut instinct tells me Mbeumo, Ekitike, Schade. I don't like benching Wilson, by the way, but I guess your team would be that stacked. I just think that's just... The thing is, I just don't trust Salah's minutes entirely or his output right now to feel like it justifies the sacrifice. I think I'd be on Mbeumo, Ekitike, and Schade. Just about, Luke. But I do think it's very close. And if you have a really good gut feeling about Salah captain, then I don't want to be the one to put you off of that. Hi, Ross. Hope yourself and Pickle enjoyed your HelloFresh. It's actually really nice. I've made 2 dinners this week with HelloFresh, and they're genuinely really lovely. Would you sell Garner or Sarr for Wilson? I don't mind Garner to Wilson. I don't mind starting. Yeah, do you know what? If you've got the free transfers, I don't mind selling either of those to Wilson. I do like that Garner's got Burnley next week. It's a bit of fun, isn't it? Like having Garner against Burnley. Is Anderson, Krupi, Munoz, Dubravka a bench boost? Not quite for me, not quite. 47 over 42 in my favour last game week. Well done, Thor. I mean, low scores all around for everyone last week, wasn't it? 0.1 short on getting Mbermo. Best long-term mid, 8.4 or below anyone. Wait, you're 0.1 short on Mbermo. Was this a joke? Because I said I didn't know how much he is. 8.4 mid. It's still Dango Wilson. Yeah. There really isn't any... Oh, do you know what? A player that I do think we are ignoring a little bit too much. Anthony Gordon. I know he's not really done it in the Prem, but Gordon, for anyone super chasing, could be a nice shout. And I guess Kevin Schade should be chucked into the conversation as well. But I like Dango as my favourite option. That's who I bought this week. I've got 8.8. Which best mid? And I meant O'Reilly / Senesi. Let me go back to your super chat before. I've got 8.8. I'll do O'Reilly for... No, I wouldn't sell... I think Senesi's great, so definitely don't sell Senesi for O'Reilly. If you've got 8.8, then I quite like Brian Mbermo. I quite like Brian Mbermo. Hello, you missed my super chat, did I? Right. Oh, sorry, I did. Rice out for Mbermo / Wilson or Timber out for VVD. Timber out for VVD for me there. 2 free transfers. Enzo Sarr, Verts to Dango, Gakpo, Wilson. Rice, Enzo Sarr, Verts to Dango, Gakpo, Wilson, other. I don't think you need to sell Rice or Sarr. I would just use 2 transfers and just buy Dango and Wilson for Enzo and Verts. I think I would keep Rice and Sarr, don't take the hit and sell the other 2. L. Jibbers says, play a back 5 of Gabriel, Van Dijk, Timber, Dallo, Hill and bench Enzo. Or sell Enzo to Dango and bench one of Timber, Dallo, Hill. Which one? I think I would make the move and bench Dallo. Possibly. Probably Dallo. Maybe Timber. Definitely wouldn't bench Gabriel, Van Dijk or Hill. I think I would make the move as long as it's for free. If it's for a hit, leave it, play the back 5. But otherwise, Dango in and bench. I think I'd bench Dallo. Van Dijk, Thiago, Goodmanson, Semenyo, Enzo, Krupi, Tim, Munoz. Thoughts? Thoughts on what? Oh, are you selling 4 players? You're buying Van Dijk, Thiago, Goodmanson, Semenyo for Enzo, Krupi, Timber, Munoz. I assume that's what you're saying. I don't like buying Goodmanson, but I assume you don't have the funds to get Hill. Yeah, they look like good moves otherwise. Again, not that keen on the Goodmanson transfer, but otherwise looks fine. Hi, Ross. Who would you start between Sanchez, Dubravka, and between Anderson, Munoz? I would start Dubravka and Anderson. 2 home games there. Better chances of clean sheets, I'd say. Yeah, Dubravka over Sanchez for those asking. I think you've got to target the fixture there. We can actually have a look at the Rob T. The clean sheet chances. So Burnley have a 17% chance. Oh, to be fair, Burnley 17%, Chelsea 15%. I didn't think Burnley's clean sheet chances would be that bad at home. Yeah, 17%. Interesting. Oh, I really wish I knew about Krupi starting. It just feels like Krupi's going to absolutely destroy me on my bench, but I just don't feel comfortable. How come you haven't done a video based on your uni degree? I like the mix of FPL. I honestly don't think anyone cares about me enough. Not that nobody cares. There will be a very small subgroup of people that would care to listen to me rant about my PhD, but I don't think many people care for anything other than FPL. Even when you try and do a slightly different FPL video, the views are bad. You'll see that most YouTubers around FPL just do the same videos, and it's because whenever you try something creative, people don't care. They don't want to watch it, which is a shame. Like, I've tried psychology videos in the past. I tried my Monday roundup where I went through like eye test stuff and heat maps. Like, I did FPL therapy. Like, I've tried all of these different things, and the thing that gets the best views is just telling people what to do in terms of transfers and then talking about your own team. It's really difficult to try and create content that a large group of people would enjoy. Like FPL Walk, yeah, I really enjoyed that, but still it's not going to get the same views and it requires a lot more work. And I know it's not all about views, but you want to try and provide as much value to the biggest audience base as possible, and people don't really enjoy different stuff. Here for FPL says, Precious plan in the bin. Verts and Giu to Wilson Thiago -4. Original plan was Timber, Enzo, Giu to Hill, Wilson, Thiago. Went early on the first. Okay. Yeah, that's a shame. It's not the end of the world, though. You can keep Timber and Enzo. They're not issues. I think I like your updated plan. Timber and Enzo really aren't the worst keeps in the world. Like, truly, they're not. I mean, I'd be fine selling both of them, but they're not the worst keeps. Selling Krupi to Thiago. To finance it, deciding between these transfers for free. Timber and Enzo to Hill and Dango. Or Timber and Rice to Virgil and Tavernier. Hill and Dango for sure, Liz. It's a really nice set of transfers as well. Start 2 of Senesi, Vandenberg, or Anderson. Ooh, I'd have to bench Senesi there. Vandenberg and Anderson, I would start. Ross, what is your second move going to be? Rice 2. It'll either be Timber to Van Dijk or Garner to Wilson, is my updated idea. I'll leave the captaincy poll there for a little bit longer, and then I'll run a poll on what you guys think I should do. Paul, thank you for the super chat. 3 free transfers. Giu to Thiago, easy. Enzo to Dango, easy. Rice to Tavernier, easy-ish as long as he starts, but I don't know if he will. And then Timber to Van Dijk for a -4. Keeping Ekatike, or just do Ekatike to Thiago and Rice. No, I like the -4. If you can afford Ryan instead of Tavernier, I probably do prefer that. I just have doubts. Like, remember, we've got a midweek deadline in 29. Does Tavernier start weekend midweek after a long time out? He only got 10 minutes in Gameweek 27. So, as long as you're not reliant on Tavernier starting both of the next 2, I don't mind it, but I would try and get Ryan. If not, maybe just Elliot Anderson. Nathaniel Ratcliffe, thank you for the message. 1 free transfer, 0 in the bank. Okay, I've got your team. Want rid of Rice and Tarkovsky. Go Tark to Konate now or wait for Van Dijk in 29. If you're chasing a little bit, I actually don't mind Konate. He'll get good minutes. He also is okay for DEFCON. He's not great from set pieces, but doesn't mean that he can't score a goal. I really don't mind going for Konate now, you know. Yeah, I think I would be tempted. Like, that's a fun punt as well. The only thing is, like, if Van Dijk scores, you're just going to be so gutted. But I also think their best fixture is arguably this week. So I don't know that it makes sense waiting any longer to get Van Dijk if you're going to get him. Shazam back again. Me again. Done Timber to Van Dijk. Easy. Verts to Dango. Easy. Endo to Mbermo. Easy. Lovely set of transfers. Who to bench? Chow or Anderson? Oh, Chow or Anderson. I honestly think Chow's a really nice option this week. I think I'd have to start Chow and bench Anderson. Just about, Shazam. Thanks for the help this week. Have a great week, mate. Thank you so much for the support. Yeah, your team sounds like it's very good, Shazam, so fingers crossed. Saliba, Rice, Enzo to Van Dijk, Gordon, Sharda. Saliba, Rice, Enzo. Yeah, to VVD, Gordon, Sharda. Gordon, I do agree, is a nice punt. If that's for free, Luke, I like it. I don't think Rice to Gordon is a necessary transfer. So if that's as a hit, I would just make 2 of them. If it's all for free, I like it a lot. Owen says, Rice to Mbermo, Roden to O'Reilly, or Roll. They're both moves that you could leave. Roden to O'Reilly is very high upside for the next 3, but remember that in the blank game week, Rodon's got Brentford at home, O'Reilly blanks. So that's a move that you're booking in 2 transfers, one to sell Rodon and then one to buy a defender back for O'Reilly. I think I would be willing to do both of those, though, if they're for free. Hi, Ross. KDH, Gomez, or Tavernier? Gomez is a player I've not even really heard many people talk about. I think from those options, Tavernier is the most interesting, but I just worry about his minutes. I'd probably say Dewsbury Hall from those 3. If I knew Tavernier started the next 2, it would easily be Tavernier, but I just don't know that he starts the next 2. Why Garner over Krupi? Garner just feels good for a 4-pointer. I also do think with Garner, if you look at his data across the last 3 games, 0.59 XGI, 0.58 XGI, 0.27 XGI, he is He is getting chances or creating chances mainly. Like Krupi's data has also been good, by the way. 0.66, but then 0.16, 0.07, 0.27, 0.01, 0.06. Like even when Krupi does start, he's not a big chance monster or anything. So I just feel like Garner's maybe a slightly safer option for minutes and DEFCON returns and stuff. Hamad says, thoughts. Okay, I've got your team. And you are looking at Mukiele to Kanate. Yes, I like it. Enzo to Dango. Like it a lot. Yeah, your team would look really nice then. I guess the only player, again, that you're missing is Thiago, but I think Ekatike is a perfectly viable option to have instead. So yeah, I like it a lot. No concerns there for me. Start Krupi or Enzo. Now, that's a very tough one. I think in that case, I would back Krupi. I'd go for the fixture. Start Enzo, Chalobah, or Xhaka, or play with 10. Play with 10. I don't understand the or play with 10 part. Start Enzo, Chalobah, or Xhaka. Probably Enzo from those options. 1 free transfer, 1 million in the bank. Bruno and Burmo, Wilson, Rice, and Rogers. Keep Rice and roll, or transfer out for who? I'd probably just keep Rice, but I think your only option is maybe a Sharda or a Dango, I would say. I think I'd just keep Rice, honestly. Liz says, thanks for the guidance this week. You are welcome. Slight benching headache. Attackers are Haaland, Ekatike, Thiago, Rice, Dango, Bruno, Wilson, and Anderson. Wow, that is a benching headache. I think your only 2 options there, for me at least, are Anderson and Rice. And I think given the way that Anderson has been playing recently, and given how much, like, he's the most consistent player for DEFCON, I don't think I could bring myself to bench Elliot Anderson at the moment. So I actually wonder if you bench Declan Rice there. It would be Rice or Anderson, though. I'll leave that decision with you, but I would be tempted to bench Rice. Start 3 of Gabriel, Van Dijk, Hill, Gay, Timber. I think probably the first 3, Gabriel, Van Dijk, Hill. You could make an argument to start Gay ahead of Hill, but I would definitely start Gabriel and Van Dijk. Ben, thank you for the very generous super chat. Says, hello, Ross. On this sunny day, it's raining where I am. 2 free transfers, 1 million in the bank. Okay, I've got your team. Looks pretty good. I'm very jealous of a few of those picks. Going to roll, but have Szoboszlai and Anderson on the bench. Will Mukiele... So who are you starting? Oh, I see. Gabriel, Hill, Van Dijk probably. Yeah, that's tough. Szoboszlai on the bench, I hate. Can you bench anyone for Szoboszlai there? I guess your only option to bench for Szoboszlai is probably Rogers. Could you bench Rogers for Szoboszlai? Probably not. Yeah, that's a stacked team, Ben. I mean, you should, in theory, you should get a green arrow there. You'd hope. Goodness, if you don't get a green arrow with that team, something's gone horribly wrong. Which 2 to bring of Thiago, Ekatike, Dango, Sharda? If you can only buy 2 of those, I like Thiago and Ekatike. If you're going to buy 1 midfielder, 1 forward, probably Thiago and Dango would be my favourite 2. Jish, good to see you, Jish. You've super chat but no message. Maybe just try and reply to your super chat. You should be able to reply as a comment kind of thing to it. Enzo, Timber, Gay to Wilson, Hill, Thiago, -4. Yeah, I like that, TJ Lenny. Obviously, never a massive fan of a hit if you can avoid it, but those are 3 really big upgrades. So yeah, I'd have no issue doing that. Luke says, thanks for the advice. No worries at all. So, yeah, team looks stacked. I'm so jealous of people that have Ekatike, Haaland, Thiago as their front 3. Bench boost 29. Who would you cap this week? Bench boost 29. Yeah, do you know what? My team does look pretty stacked for 29. I can see why people would be looking at that. Who would I captain this week? I genuinely think captaincy this week is almost definitely based on risk appetite and also your current rank. Because I think they're all so close. It just depends. Do you want to protect? Do you want to attack? If you're happy with where you're at, I just captain Haaland, honestly. If you are chasing, really, there is less of a reason to go for Haaland. Unless you just think he's so clearly the best captain. If it was Leeds at home, I'd be on Haaland. It's the fact that it's at Ellen Road. I'm kind of hoping that Leeds do something for me here. Although I'm a little bit worried. Cunha, Hill, Saliba, Krupi, start 2. Probably Cunha and Hill. Haaland cap or Ekatike cap? I honestly like Ekatike cap if you're chasing. Really do. Timber to Van Dijk or Rice to Dango or roll? I think Timber to Van Dijk's the better move out of those 2, Steve. Age of Autumn with the super chat. Thank you very much, my friend. It says, Raya and... Okay, I've got your team. 4 free transfers. I'm so jealous. Could you lend me a free transfer? 0.2 in the bank. Wildcard 32. Pedro Enzo to Thiago Wilson. Should I do something about Mukiele? There's a chance that Mukiele's back for 31. So considering you've got Virgil and Gabriel and Anderson, and even Richards to some extent isn't a bad option, I think you keep Mukiele for now. Because he's a nice option in any week. So, yeah, I think I'll just do Pedro and Enzo to Thiago and Wilson. I think that's a really nice plan. Discover with Sim, thank you as always for being here, my friend. And thank you for the super chats. Got your team. In that order, agree. For the bench. Hill, Rice, Mateus Fernandez. I'd be tempted to start Rice over João Pedro. I would start Hill over Munoz and Rice over João Pedro if it was my team, Sim. But again, that is all individual preference. But I think Hill was a really nice option this week, so I would have him over Munoz. And yeah, I think I would have Rice over João Pedro, but I think Rice over João Pedro is a much closer one. It depends how much you believe in form versus fixture. Yeah, thank you very much, Shazam. If you are enjoying the stream, guys, please do smash that like button and make sure to subscribe. This is the point in the season where a lot of people start like unsubscribing and tuning out from FPL. So if you want to support me, this is my job. I would appreciate it very much if you hit that subscribe button. It's also free. You know what I mean? Like, people are very generous super chatting, but you can support me without spending money, which is just subscribing and hitting that like button as well. Smash it. MN Chuckstar, I've got your team, says, hey, what do you think about Hill, Thiago, Wilson in for Timber, Enzo, and Krupi? Hill, Thiago, Wilson, Timber, Enzo, Krupi. Easy. Also, want to try a different captain this week. Your thoughts on Rodgers? Probably going to chicken out on Captain Bruno. You and Pickle have a great weekend. Thank you very much. Firstly, on the transfers, loved them. Easy peasy, get them done. In terms of captaincy, like, there are loads of viable options this week. I don't think you should chicken out and go Bruno. Like, Rodgers is absolutely fine as a captain. I will just say, I don't think Bruno's going to be very heavily captain. Look at the poll. Like, people are watching a stream where I'm a Man United fan and I have Captain Bruno. So you'd expect the poll in this stream to be in favour of Bruno, and still only a quarter of people are captaining him. I think Bruno will be below 100% EO. So he's not a template captaincy option. I reckon Haaland's going to be the main captaincy option. Like, by some distance as well. So, yeah, I don't mind Rodgers, but I don't think Bruno's like a chicken out option. I still think he'll be differential. Thoughts on Sarr and Strand Larsen to Dango and Thiago from -4? Yeah, I don't hate that, actually, Sento. Bench one of Rodgers, Wilson, Anderson, Ekatike, Thiago, and then Roofs or Dubravka. I would start Roofs instead of Dubravka. I think the only player you can bench there is Elliot Anderson. Like, I really don't like benching Elliot Anderson, but out of the options you've provided, he's the only one that I could justify benching there. So yeah, I would bench Dubravka and Anderson out of those options. Hello, pal. Who to bench? Hill, Chow, Anderson, or Rice? Oh, Hill or Chow, Anderson or Rice. I would start Chow and Elliot Anderson. Chow and Elliot Anderson. Juntao FL says, yes, bro, do you think it's worth a -4 for Enzo, Verts, Timber / Richards for Van Dijk, Dango, and Wilson / Ryan? So Enzo, Verts, and I'd probably rather sell Richards than Timber. So Enzo, Verts, Richards for Van Dijk, Dango, and Wilson. Yeah, that's probably worth a -4. I would say so, yeah. I'm second in one of my mini leagues by 25 points. Got 2 free transfers. I think I'll take the hit, Chantal. I think so. Listen, I don't love hits, but I think if it can massively improve your team, then go for it. You know, especially if it allows you to have a bit more fun with the game. Gonna go bold. Not bold. I'm gonna go bold and have Ryan as my captain. Yeah, fair play. I think Bournemouth could do well. Do you only answer super chats? No, there we go. I answer all sorts of chats. I try to answer questions that I think aren't super individual, I think, in general. And also super chats, of course. Bench one of Tavernier and Burmo, Rice, Wilson for Thiago. I think the best player to bench there is Tavernier because his minutes are probably the lowest. Do I need Virgil this week? No, I wouldn't say so. Who is higher EO, Wilson or Dango for Enzo, rank 70k? Wilson's EO will be higher than Dango's, yeah. Dango, I would imagine, will be around 20%, and I think Wilson will be up around 40 to 50% EO. Bench one of... I did that. Already done Verts to Dango. Okay. Is it worth a -4 to get in Wilson, or should I just start Enzo/Tarkovsky? I would probably just start Tarkovsky out of those options. What's your second transfer, Ross? Still not sure. Let me run a poll, actually. There we go. I've just run a poll now for my team. So, I've got one transfer left. My two options are Timber to Van Dijk or Garner to Wilson. Let me know which you prefer. Captaining Bruno, question mark. At the moment, yeah. We shall see. I might end up regretting it, but I've got to chance it, you know. FPL is a game of luck anyway. All I need is a penalty for Bruno, no penalty for Haaland, and I could outscore him, you know. Like, you have to, at some point, start making decisions based on rank, and I think I'm approaching that stage now. Jish says, thank you for your fabulous content. You are more than welcome, Jish. Thank you for all of the kind words every week. Okay, I've got your team. First thing I'll say is it's looking good. You've got some really nice options in there. Roll or change Enzo to Dango. What's my 11? Bench boost, question mark? So it's not a bench boost team for me, although it's not far off, I would say. I mean, if I knew that Kroopy was starting, actually, is that a bench boost team? That might be a bench boost, Jish, you know. You're going to bench Anderson, Senesi, and Kroopy, and I assume Dubravka's your backup goalkeeper. I actually think that probably is a bench boost, Jish. And yeah, I would do Enzo to Dango and bench boost, you know. And even if you don't bench boost, your team's looking great. If you don't bench boost, I think, again, you're benching Anderson, Senesi, Kroopy, which feels rough. I'd be tempted to play the bench boost, Jish. Really, truly. It's a good team. Neither, just play Kroopy, Ross. Well, no, I can play Kroopy if I do Timber to Van Dijk, right? If I do Timber to Van Dijk, I'll run a poll on who I should start. But yeah, it will be one of Garner or Kroopy. I think I've settled on not starting Munoz and just hoping that he doesn't do too much. Thoughts on 4.6 Kobe Mainu? Just not an FPL option. A brilliant footballer, but not an FPL option for me. I'm playing Van Dijk, Gabriel, Senesi. On the bench, Richards. Which defender would you bring in for future games? Mukiele, Van Hecke, Hill, or Anderson? Well, Mukiele's injured. Van Hecke, I just don't love the fixtures. It would be Hill or Anderson, but I think I'd lean towards Anderson just. But it's very close. Hill and Anderson are both excellent. Jimmy says Gabriel, Van Hecke, Anderson, Lacroix, Chalobah, Dango, Sarr, Bruno, Wilson, Enzo, Haaland, Ekatike, Thiago. One free transfer. Chalobah to Canate, Hill, or Enzo to Mbeumo for a -4. Surely you can just bench Enzo this week, so I don't think you need to sell Enzo for a -4 when you can bench him. So I would just do Chalobah to... I think I'll just go Hill. Chalobah to Hill, I think, is a nice transfer. I don't mind Canate, by the way, Jimmy, but yeah, I don't think I'd make the second move, considering you have a team where you can just bench Enzo. Okay, Khan, I've got your team. 2 free transfers, 1.1 in the bank. Am I okay to do Enzo to Dango? Hold 1 free transfer since not sure of Verts next week. Yes, I think so. I mean, you've already got a bit of a benching headache there, right? If you do Garner, Enzo to Dango. You probably are just benching Garner, which isn't that bad, to be fair. Yeah, it's a lovely team. I don't think you need to use your second transfer at all. Transfer Life has super chatted, but no message. But thank you very much. Connor, AVFC, Aston Villa fan. Tough time to be an Aston Villa fan. I'm joking. You've done very well this season, but the results haven't been going perfectly recently, have they? Gabriel, Van Dijk, Chalobah. Should I do Dorgu to Nico O'Reilly for a -4? To bench Chalobah. Currently no bench with Dorgu, Mukiele, Brobby chasing, so considering risky. Yeah, do you know what? I don't hate it. Like, Dorgu's probably not going to be back for 31 anyway. Chalaba's really not a great option to start this week. I don't mind Dorgu to Nico O'Reilly if you're chasing. I'd be willing to do so, yeah. Thanks for an amazing content. Would you start Dubravka or Sanchez? You're welcome, Edan or Iden. I would start Dubravka ahead of Sanchez. I do think it's closer than maybe I first thought it was, but I would go that way, yeah. Why are people just spamming Vert's injured? Have I done something in the title? Or no, I don't really know. Yeah, Vert's is injured. Did I say he wasn't? Vert's is out for GW28. Let me see if I can find like the exact quote. I can't remember. Was it Paul Joyce? Did he tweet it? Paul Joyce? No, it wasn't the quote. I can't remember who tweeted it. Vert's in Vert. I'll just type in Vert, see if it comes up. No, annoyingly not. I don't know. But basically it was along these lines. He said he's not available for West Ham and he doesn't know when he'll be back, which it doesn't sound good, does it? Let's be honest. Krupi to Rao or Enzo to Wilson or just roll? I like Enzo to Wilson. Hi Ross, would you start Wilson/Rice? I own Dango. If you can only start one, I would bench Rice and start Wilson. But I mean, ideally you start both, of course. Rice to Soboslai. Potts to Wilson next game week. Pickled Egg YouTube. Pickled Egg YouTube would be a funny podcast. Rice to Soboslai, I don't mind. Doesn't feel like a huge upgrade, but maybe a marginal one. And Potts to Wilson, I think, is great. Yeah. I guess Rice to Soboslai gives you the funds to do Potts to Wilson, so I understand it. Hi Ross, Enzo to Dango already done. Same as me. Do you prefer Rice to Wilson and JP to Ekatike, or Sanchez to Kelleher and JP to Thiago, or a combination of both, no hits? Okay. Rice to Wilson, JP to Ekatike, Sanchez to Kelleher, JP to Thiago. I think I prefer Sanchez to Kelleher and JP to Thiago. I do really like Ekatike, but I also like Rice. So I think Sanchez to Kelleher, JP to Thiago is the one. Just about. Is Tavernier a good option? I just don't think Tavernier starts the next two games. That's my option. Would you prioritise Van Dijk or Ekatike? I mean, it depends who you're selling, but if I could only have one of them, I'd rather Ekatike. But obviously, they're very different moves. So what does that mean for your future team? Have you considered wildcard 28? And if no, why not? I just think on wildcard, I would have Dango, Thiago, Haaland. I think Mbeumo, Fernandes are great. I don't mind Rice. I'd probably have Gabriel. I'd probably have Anderson. I don't think Rodon's a bad backup defender. Like, I probably on a wild card would change 6 players. But after I make my next transfer, I'd probably then only change 5. Is it worth wildcarding for 5 changes? Especially when some of the changes, like, one of my changes would be I probably wouldn't have Rice. But I don't think Rice is a bad option. I probably wouldn't have Verbruggen, but I don't mind him this week. Do you see what I mean? So I'd probably only make 5 or 6 changes on a wild card. And I don't think they are humongous upgrades or changes. And I do really like the idea of having the wild card for after the blank game week 31. Hammy says, who to sell for game week 31? Gabriel, Gay, Semenyo or Haaland? With each, it will cost me 0.5 million to buy them back, or do I play with 10 men? Who to sell for game week 31? I think it's Gay, right? Gabriel's brilliant. Semenyo and Haaland have such high upside. Gay's just not at City. He's just not as good of an option, I don't think. You'd rather have Nico O'Reilly, for example, if you did have a City defender in the future. So yeah, I would probably lean towards selling Gay out of those options, Hammy. Who would you start this week? Krupi or Senesi? Senesi. I'm a bit of a Krupi hater despite owning him. I don't trust these minutes. Yeah, fair enough. I'm going to be making 10 changes. I think if you're looking at making 8+ changes, and they're big changes, not just like changing your backup 4 million defender, then yeah, I absolutely think you should heavily consider a wildcard. Ross, I know you like to have some fun during FPL week, so why not go Sharda for Rice and triple up? It is fun, but I like Declan. I think actually keeping Declan Rice is slightly differential now. I think a lot of people sell him or bench him, and I think he's just been so consistent. Like 5.594. I don't mind getting those kind of returns from him. In your opinion, is Thiago Bruno a close call for captaincy? Yes. Yeah, for sure. Very close. I think the top three, in my opinion, Haaland, Fernandes, Thiago. I'll even chuck like Ekatike, Semenyo. I think all of those are really good captaincy options. Hi Ross, thoughts on Wirtz, Rice and Sarr to Wilson, Dango, Sharda 3-3 transfers would mean triple Brentford attack until wildcard 32 or in Burmo Ryan instead of Sharda. I really like those moves and I do not want to put you off triple Brentford. I would probably lean just about getting in Burmo instead of Sharda, like marginally. But yeah, I don't think there's not a massive amount in that. So if you want to go super aggressive and differential, I like the triple Brentford attack. IMAX says, love the content and I'd watch psychology vids. Thank you. There are some people that would like them. It's just, I've made them before and they're just never as well received as I would hope. 4 transfers, looking to have a 1 week midfield pump. Budget 6.9 million. I have Bruno, Rice, Anderson, Wirtz. A 1 week midfield pump. Sharda. Probably. Like if you want to go real punty. If not Sharda, Ryan. Like Dango and Wilson are good, but they're also being brought in by a lot of people. Like if you want to really go risky, I think Sharda or Ryan. If you want to go slightly risky, I still think Dango's a good punt. Just like I say, he's been brought in by more people this week. If you look, though, at transfers in, let me just... transfers in... Soboslai's had almost 300,000. Wilson almost 300,000. Then Semenyo 250. And Burmo 175. Dango's down at 170. So he's had 100,000 less transfers in than Wilson. So I'm not saying that's not differential as such, but Dango's not going to be that highly owned. He's still only on the FPL site 2.5%. So I think maximum Dango's going to be is like 20% amongst the top ranks. Wilson is going to be a lot higher ranked. Your Georaptor bid was a banger, by the way. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I can do a little, I can do a cheeky little plug for my channel. Where is it? If you haven't already, I'll just copy it in. If you haven't already subscribed to my second channel, please do so. It's like geography content, Geoguessr content, if you watch that. If you just want to be a supportive legend, I uploaded my first collab on the channel yesterday. But yeah, if you haven't subscribed to my Georaptor channel, I would really appreciate you doing so. Goes a long way. Supports me a lot. We might even play a bit of Geoguessr on the stream later. Who knows? I love doing that post-deadline. And thank you for all of the support from everyone that has subscribed already and watches the vids. Thank you very much, Michael. I appreciate that. Thank you, Darshil. I appreciate you as well, mate. Hi, Ross. Love your content. Thank you, Stefan. Everyone's been very sweet at the moment. I really appreciate all of the support. It means a lot to me. 2 questions. 1, play Dubravka or Sanchez? Dubravka. 2, buy Dango or Enzo? But I would have to bench Gay or Timber, thanks. Buy Dango for Enzo. Yeah, okay, of course. I'd buy Dango for Enzo and bench Timber. Start Palmer and Cash or Timber and Kroopy? Palmer and Cash or Timber. Oh, I guess you're saying if you start... Yeah, that makes sense. Palmer and Cash. Palmer and Cash. Penalty taker and a defender with a good fixture, I think. Benching headache. Gabriel, Van Dijk, Senesi, Vandenberg, Anderson, Cement. What a stacked team that is. And Burmo, Bruno, Dango, Ryan, Thiago, Ekatike. No bench boost. Oh my God. That genuinely... I would honestly say that is the worst benching headache I've ever seen. Chat, listen to this. Defense is Gabriel, Van Dijk, Senesi, Vandenberg, Anderson. So you're probably benching Anderson and Senesi from your defense. And then Semenyo and Burmo, Bruno, Dango, Ryan, Thiago, Ekatike, Haaland. You're probably benching Ryan or Dango. Oh my God, what a horrible benching. I think I would bench probably Ryan. So I think you're benching Senesi, Anderson, and Ryan. What an awful benching. I'm so sorry for your lost points already. There's no way you nail that benching decision. There are going to be a lot of points on that bench. Had 13 to 17 points on my bench for each of the last 5 game weeks. Benching decision this week. Bench 2 of Gabriel, Van Dijk, Hill, Maguire, Munoz. I would maybe just hope that there are goals in the Man United Palace game and bench Maguire and Munoz, I think. Yeah, just hope it's like a 1-1 sort of game or a 2-2 kind of game. I think I'd lean that way, Dan. You bench boost that easy. He said he's got no bench boost. He said he's already used his bench boost. So he can't bench boost it. I bet he wishes he could. You know? Yeah, so I can't believe how many points I've had on my bench all season. And then the week that I've already bench boosted, I got 11 points. Every week I have tons of points on my bench. And then like the week I bench boost, it's like, nope, no one wants to do anything. KJ says, probable Gabriel, okay, I've got your team. Hold verts or take a -4 to remove. Wildcard needed, question mark. Wildcard definitely not needed. I probably would take a -4 to remove verts because your other option is playing Mane. No, you can play a back 4. Actually, I'll play a back 4. I don't think I'll take a -4. I'd play a back 4 of Gabriel, Gay, Tark, Anderson and bench Mane and verts. And then I don't think you need a hit. The team looks all right, actually, KJ. Would you do Sanchez to Kelleher, Mukiele to Virgil, and Enzo to Dango for a -4? Have exact funds for this? Yes. Yes, I would do it. What's up, Roscoe? Bench 1 of Nico Riley, Senesi, Gabby, and Anderson. Oh, wow. Well, you're not benching Nico Riley or Gabriel, so Senesi or Anderson. I think I'd have Senesi just ahead of Anderson in my pecking order. What would roughly a wildcard 32 look like? No idea, because we don't know who doubles. The wildcard 32 will completely depend on which teams reach the FA Cup semi-finals, because then we know which teams will double in 33. So I can't even remotely tell you what a 32 wildcard will look like now. It's impossible. That's the issue with wildcarding now, is you have no idea what your team in 32 would look like. But basically, yeah, the teams that reach the FA Cup semi-finals will blank in 34, and we are predicting that their fixtures from 34 are brought forward to 33. So basically, whatever teams reach the FA Cup final and the semi-final and the teams that they're playing against. So I can give you a bit of a prediction, right? You'd imagine Arsenal, so Arsenal, Newcastle would double in 33. You'd imagine Man City have a good chance, so Man City would double in 33. You'd imagine like Brentford. If Brentford reached the FA Cup semi-final and they're still in it, then Man United and Brentford could double in 33. Who's another team? I'm trying to remember which teams are in it still. Fulham, I think, are still in. So like loads of teams could still blank and in 34 and therefore double in 33. I have no idea yet. The FA Cup 5th round is after 29, between 29 and 30. So after game week 29, before game week 30, we'll have a better idea. Because let's say, for example, Brentford get Arsenal in the FA Cup quarterfinals, then Brentford Man United, you're probably not predicting will be a blank and then a double. Does that make sense? You've got to take more risks, Raptor. I'm captaining Bruno rather than Haaland. I'm starting Ghana. I've got Dango. I've got enough differential options in here. Like, my team is not, like, it never looks anywhere similar to, like, other people. People still say, like, oh, this is why you got to take risks. I'm like, how many more risks can I take? You know? And then the thing is, when you take risks, people are like, why are you an idiot and not just Captain Haaland? Or why did you not just buy X player? They were such an obvious buy. It's like, you can't win with respect to, like, being differential, taking risks, etc. People either want you to or they don't want you to, but there's never a sweet spot, I would say, basically. I think I am leaning towards doing Timber to Van Dijk. And at the moment, 59% of people watching this think I should do Timber to Van Dijk as well. So at the moment, it is just about your favoured option too. Which is good. I like it when you guys agree. Yeah, that's true. Someone always complains about decisions. It's honestly, I understand it. It's just you guys having an opinion. Like, I can sit here and say, oh, it's annoying when everyone's like leaving negative comments. But for a lot of people, like, you guys don't see it as a negative comment. It's just like, you're just giving your opinion. And everyone, listen, I'm lucky enough to have over 175,000 people subscribe. I'm going to have differing opinions on how I play the game, you know? It's absolutely understandable. But hopefully you understand that then there is never going to be a team that I can put out where everyone agrees it's a good team. Even if you look at first in the world, by the way, you could make some there are some very questionable picks each week, but it's just you just want the team to do well, right? People might look at that team and say, well, he's starting Krupi. What's that about? Got Munoz in there, got Raya. If we look at like second in the world here, they'll always have players where it's a bit suspect, right? I mean, that to be fair, that's just a banging team. But like Gay, I don't think is the perfect option. There's always going to be players, and yeah. Also, it's luck based, you know. All I need is this. Where is it? I need this. Give me this 16-pointer here. That's what I need. I need a 16-pointer from James Garner, and everyone is happy. Well, not everyone, but I would be, you know. Who's the best keeper over the next 5? Probably Kelleher, I would say. Jack, thank you for the very generous super chat, mate. Sorry, I've just seen that. Hi, Ross. Hope you are well. I've got your team. Really strong team. Yeah, nice. Some nice, slightly different options in there. But you've got no Haaland, I'd say, is the... Oh, no, you do have Haaland. Sorry, I don't know how I missed that. Okay. Yep. See, Thiago's the one that feels like he's missing. You're thinking Chalobah to Van Dijk. That feels pretty straightforward. And in fact, with the way your defence looks, I do think a defensive transfer is a priority, Jack. And then you're thinking about doing a -4 for Enzo to Dango. Who to bench, thanks. Would I take a -4? I think so. Yeah, I think that is a transfer I'd want to make, because otherwise you're starting Krupi or Enzo, which isn't ideal. Who are you benching? You're benching Krupi, Mukiele, and Munoz. And Dubravka. Dubravka, Krupi, Mukiele, and Munoz would be the players that I'd bench there. And I think your team looks really well set up then, Jack. Nice team. Tyler, 4 free transfers. Planning on Marnie and Keane to Thiago and Hill. Easy. Would you fund this by doing Enzo to KDH or Rice to Ryan? Oh, I'd go Rice to Ryan. I think that's a really nice move. I think that's a more exciting move overall. Charlie says, hello, Ross. My team is... Okay, what you team? Raya, Gabriel, Virgil, Hill, Chow, Rice, Fernandez, Semenyo, Anderson, Haaland, and Thiago, with Krupi, Anderson, and Enzo. Any changes? No. No, really nice. I'd want Anderson. Oh, that's probably the other Anderson, isn't it? Yeah, Joachim Anderson, okay. No. What a team. Great defense. Elite midfield. Yeah, strongest bench, to be honest. That's a really nice team, Charlie. No changes required. And again, unless something goes horribly wrong, you'd hope for a green arrow with a team like that. Start Tavernier or Rao and Hill or Timber. Tavernier or Rao? Ooh, that's tough. I'd go Raul Jimenez and Hill. Raul Jimenez and Hill. Are you leaning more towards VVD or Wilson? Just because of trying to sort out issues first, because I actually like the fact that Garner's got Burnley at home next week. And I would worry that if Timber starts the Brighton game. That feels like that could be a Ben White game. I think for those reasons, I am leaning towards Timber to Van Dijk. Just about. But it is very close. Who is the best Wirtz replacement? Dango or Wilson? I think it's just up to your personal preference, which one you prefer. Mukiele to Hill or Chalobah to O'Reilly? Oof. That's a tough one. Mukiele to Hill feels better for me. Just because of 31. Do both for the hit. I did think about that. I just don't know that Garner to Wilson feels worth a hit. I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think I should do both for a hit? Is Garner to Wilson worth a -4? I'm just thinking, let's say Garner just gets DEFCON, right? Let's say he gets a 4-pointer, which isn't guaranteed, but let's say he does. I then need Wilson to get 8 points to make back the hit. Just to make back the hit. If he gets 10, I've only gained 2 points. So it's not... I just don't feel like that's worth a hit, but you never know. Is it crazy to bench Gabriel to start Hill and Senesi? Yeah, I would just bench one of them and start Gabriel, honestly. Don't get Van Dijk. Hill is a better asset. Don't let Price make you feel VVD is safer. You do realise Bournemouth conceded 3.2 XG to West Ham. They've been very lucky to get the number of clean sheets they have. I don't think they're a great defence at all. And by the way, Liverpool aren't perfect defensively, but I think Bournemouth the Bournemouth results haven't reflected, I think, how many chances they often concede. Hey, Ross, hope you are well. Would you start Trufer or Elliot Anderson? Elliot Anderson. I think Elliot Anderson is a really nice option this week. 2 players that I'm jealous of people owning. 3. 4. 4 players I'm jealous. Semenyo, I'd love to own. Nico O'Reilly. Ekatike. Elliot Anderson. I'll chuck Harry Wilson in there as well if I don't buy him. So like Wilson, Semenyo, Ekatike, O'Reilly, Anderson. Those are 5 players that I'd love to own. Krupi or Anderson to start? Joachim Anderson ahead of Krupi for me. If you are enjoying the stream, please make sure to smash that like. Actually, do you know what? Don't smash it. Just tickle it. Tickle the like button and firmly press the subscribe button. Why do we always say smash? It's a bit aggressive, really, isn't it? Smash the like button. It's just a YouTuber thing to say, isn't it? I've just copied other YouTubers, basically. Sharda over Wilson / Ryan, is that crazy? No, not at all. I really like Sharda. Sharda's right in that conversation if you can afford him. Waldo Wallace says team, Sanchez, Dubravka, Gabriel, Van Dijk, Hill, Senesi, Rodon, Bruno Fernandes, Mbermo, Rogers, Ryan, Ekatike, Haaland, and Thiago. Who to bench and which keeper? I would start Dubravka over Sanchez, and I would be benching... I'd be benching Senesi, Rodon. Wow. I mean, you're probably benching there. You're probably benching Ryan, which is horror. But like, you're not benching Bruno and Mbermo, Ekatike, Haaland, or Thiago. It's basically Rogers or Ryan, and I think I'd start Rogers. So I think you're benching there somehow Sanchez, Senesi, Rodon, and Ryan. Just make sure Ryan's obviously first sub. Did that start Krupi or sell Enzo to Sharda for a free transfer? Free transfer Enzo to Sharda. Sounds good to me. Two free transfers. What's a priority or do both? Timber to Van Dijk or Enzo, Anderson or Rice to Wilson, Sobo, Dango? Or do a double midfield switch and keep Timber? I've got a very similar decision to make myself. I would probably do Timber to Van Dijk and Enzo to Dango or Wilson, which is what I'm doing. So yeah, I would make 1 defender switch, 1 midfield switch, and I think it's Dango or Wilson. I don't mind Rice to Dango for free, James, yeah. If it's for a hit, I certainly wouldn't bother, but for free, I don't mind it. Will Evan Nielsen start? Yeah, probably. I don't know if he definitely starts the next 2, but I mean, maybe Krupi starts 1 as the 9. Maybe Krupi's benched this week and then starts as the 9 midweek. Or maybe Krupi starts this week and Enzo starts. I don't know. Or maybe just Evan Nielsen starts both and gets subbed early in both. I really don't know how the next 2 weeks will go. Or next 2 game weeks will go for Bournemouth. Like, does Adley start both? Probably not. Does Ryan start both? He's probably the most nailed on, you'd feel. It's really difficult. Like, Tavernier almost certainly doesn't start both. You'd be surprised if Krupi starts both of the next 2. But yeah, Bournemouth just have so many options now for 4 positions. Timber to Van Dijk or Chalobah to Van Dijk? Honestly, Timber. Timber at least blanks in 31. Chalobah doesn't. It's probably more of a priority. And at least Chalobah gets Defcon. Timber doesn't get Defcon. Got Timber, Enzo, Rice, Evan Nielsen, and Mane. And unsure who to sell first for Dango, Thiago, and Hill. Got Wilson and VVD. Please help. I would go Enzo to Dango. And actually, that's not going to help you fund it. If Rice to Dango funds Mane to Thiago, I'd make those 2 moves. So if you can afford Rice to Dango, Mane to Thiago, do that. If that doesn't fund it, then I think I would go Timber to Hill and Mane to Thiago. But I think getting Mane to Thiago is a priority, and I would just make whatever move you have to fund that, basically. Like I said, I don't know how much money you've got in the bank to make those moves, but hopefully that helps. I think both Thiago and Ekatike are nice captaincy options for those asking. Ross, how about some merch? I just don't think I'm popular enough to have a merch line. Like, not that many people would buy my merch. What would my merch even be? Like an egg? Would you buy egg clothing? Don't see it. Would you buy FPL clothing from me? I mean, I might get like 5 to 10 people buying stuff, but I don't feel like it'd be worth the amount of time and effort putting into setting up a shop, creating the merch, ordering the merch, you know. It's just not worth it. I'm not popular enough. I don't have that feeling of, what is it? What's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. Basically, I don't think I'm popular enough. Easter eggs with a football design. I'd buy a beanie. Yeah, maybe I just need to sell caps. I'd buy a shirt with a cool design with Raptor text. Maybe then. Pickle clothing would be a hit. Yeah, that probably would actually. Caps / beanies could slap. Yeah, maybe one day then. Feelings of grandeur. Yes, that's correct. That's the one. Head warmer of sorts. Yeah, maybe. Maybe possible. I want to buy an F1 top. That's what I want to buy. Formula 1 top. I don't know what here's the thing. I don't really support, like, I wouldn't say I necessarily support a constructor. There's not really a team that I'm like massively in favor of. So it does mean that I could just buy any top. I think the Mercedes gear is the nicest. Which F1 team do you think has the nicest gear? I think it is Mercedes. I don't like the McLaren stuff as much. Yeah, the 2026 Mercedes top is nice. Although I don't like that it's like a V-neck. That puts me off slightly. Maybe I'll get the 2025 one. Aston, Audi. Yeah, I think it is Mercedes. Yeah, I've got a hairy chest. So if I have a V-neck, it does like, I have to like shave my chest hair or have a hairy chest. So I much prefer like a crew neck of sorts. Probably Alpine. Yeah, maybe. Alpine. What, for 2026? Alpine. What, the bright blue one? Don't know if I like that as a top. The Mercedes lights out stuff looks nice. Mercedes. Lights out merch. Oh, yeah. Like the all black. That does look nice. Oh, yeah. Chat, look at this. Sorry, we're just talking about F1 now, but how nice is that? That is a nice top. Doesn't look like the fit's that nice in all fairness, but I am a fan of an all black top. Yeah, we're gonna look into that for sure. Anyway, hi Ross, big fan, bro. Thank you very much. Hashtag, I appreciate that, mate. Does Kimmy come with it? I don't think. I do realise that I went, oh, guys, look at this. And it's just a picture of Kimmy Antonelli. But I was obviously talking about the top. Decided to sell Enzo for Sharda. I like it. Would you also do a -4 to bring in Wilson for Rice or just do that move next week? No, selling Rice for a hit just doesn't feel necessary. I would do it next week. Abhishek. Chalobah to Van Dijk or bench Munoz or roll? Sorry, Chalobah to Van Dijk to bench Munoz or roll. If it's for free, Chalobah to Van Dijk sounds good to me. Start Senesi or Maguire. That's very close, but I would start Senesi personally. Buy it, wear it on stream equals tax write-off. I just don't think you can do tax write-offs for an F1 t-shirt. Oh, I whistled. As much as I would like to. I think the tax man would be after me for that. It's a bit bland, fair. Maybe a Cadillac top then. I don't even know what the Cadillac stuff is. I can't wait for the season to start, by the way. I'm very excited for that. Oh, the Cadillac stuff is very nice, actually, isn't it? Because it's Tommy. Ooh. Yeah, maybe it is a Cadillac top. I don't know. Or maybe I just don't need to spend money on this stuff. Who knows? Dr. Ross, triple captain Thiago. Brave. I can understand it, though. Would you do any F1 content? I've spoken about this before. My issue with F1 content is is basically that I just don't feel knowledgeable enough. Like, I feel like I'll make a bit of a numpty of myself, and I feel like people won't enjoy watching it. It's the equivalent of like watching someone talk about football that just doesn't really know what it's about. Not to say that I don't have a good base level of knowledge, but you know, when it comes to like, I don't know what's a good example where I just wouldn't have. I'll tell you what, maybe like track knowledge. You know, like when you're watching F1 commentators and they're like, oh, this turn 6 at this track equals this. And it's just like, I'd just be like, yeah, Kimi looks fast this week. I fancy Charles Leclerc to do well. It would just be a bit boring. I have good knowledge of teams, team principles, tyre strategies. I'm not bad with pit stops, I understand. It's just that little bit of advanced extra knowledge that I just don't have in F1. And you know what I'm like? I'm a bit of a perfectionist, and I would just be a bit embarrassed that I don't know all that stuff, I think. I'm going to Spa this year. Oh, I'm jealous of that. Jealous of that. Oh, Mahir, thank you for the super chat. Just seen that, sorry. Hi, Ross, been a while. I'd buy a cap from you. Thank you very much. 2 free transfers. JP/Mane to Thiago and Enzo to Dango. JP/Mane to Thiago. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'd sell Mane before I sold João Pedro. Let's just say that. Then start Raya, Gabriel, Vandenberg, Hill, Bruno, Rice, Rogers, Dango, Haaland, JP, Igor, and bench Dubravka, Joachim, Richards, Garner. I'd be tempted to start Joachim Anderson over Igor, but I mean, that's pretty close. It's a nice team. Yeah, nice team. Oh, Igor, Thiago. I was thinking Igor Jesus for some reason. Yeah, I think that's a nice team. Sorry. My brain just went blank there. Yeah, really nice team. I feel like everyone's teams look pretty good at the moment. Continuing with bad form this season with 33 points. Shaunak, your team looks good each week. I don't understand it. No goal scorer, just stinkers on each position. Captain Bruno didn't turn up. Team next, 4 free transfers, 1.6 in the bank. Okay, I've got your team. So you've got 4 free transfers. Okay. I would say very clearly when I look at this team, 2 things missing. Because the midfield looks fine. Enzo's not ideal, but you're missing Thiago and you're missing... I think your defense could be improved. So I would probably be looking at Timber or Chalobah to Van Dijk. Maybe Enzo to Dango. And then I would be looking to see if I could get Thiago in the team somehow. I wonder... Okay, Shaunak, I wonder about the following transfers. Timber to Van Dijk. Enzo to Wilson. Rice down to someone like Ryan. Does that then give you the funds to go and do Krupi to Thiago? Does that make sense? Like 4 transfers to basically make 1 defender improvement to Van Dijk, 1 midfield improvement. You'd have to sell Rice down, and that would fund being able to get Krupi up to Thiago. I wonder about that kind of... That would be using all of your transfers, but I can't quite work out the funds in my brain. But I think basically Thiago, 1 good midfielder like Wilson or Ryan or someone like that, and Van Dijk should be your priority 3 transfers. Mark Sammut says 3 free transfers. Okay, I've got your team, Mark. And you are asking, where does the team end in the Wilson, Ekatike, okay, Mane to Thiago for a hit for Enzo to Dango, bench who? So you're doing Mane to Thiago. Yeah, easy. Hit for Enzo to Dango. I'm so confused. What am I reading here? You've got 3 free transfers. So why are you taking a hit? Very confused by your message, Mark. Maybe that's just me being silly. But you've given me your team. You said 3 free transfers. You've listed 2 and you've said the second one's for a hit. Don't know. Anyway, Mane to Thiago and Enzo to Dango feels great. Who would you bench with this team? Mukiele, Timber, Tavernier, probably. Yeah, Mukiele, Timber, Tavernier would be the ones. And I'd probably start Pope and bench Dubravka. Would you roll and start KDH/Munoz or do Enzo to Wilson? If it's for free, Enzo to Wilson. Yeah, I'd probably just do Enzo to Wilson. Low Profile says, Hi Ross, hope you are doing well. I'm doing well, thank you, my friend. Have 2 free transfers and 2.5 in the bank. Okay, very flexible. My midfield is Rice, Bruno, Wilson, Enzo, Anderson. Good. Should I do Enzo to Mbermo or roll the free transfer, start Anderson in defence and bench Enzo? I mean, you could absolutely roll the transfer. I just think I'd be aggressive. You've got 2 free transfers and money in the bank. You'll still have 2 free transfers next week. You'll still have money in the bank if you do a move. I would probably do Enzo to Mbermo. I also don't mind Enzo to Dango if you want to keep more money in the bank. But yeah, I feel like that's a move that I just would make. I don't think Anderson's that exceptional that it's worth delaying. So yeah, thank you for the super chat, and I would make the move. Big Ovo says, 1 free transfer. Got your team. What would you do with 2.4 million in the bank? Want to be aggressive midfield. Thank you. Easy move. Again, Enzo to Mbermo is another move you could make there. If not Enzo to Mbermo, I think Enzo to Dango or Wilson. So yeah, Enzo to Dango, Wilson, Mbermo. Team looks good after that. I think you've got some really nice picks in there. You've got the perfect front three of Haaland, Ekitike, Thiago. You've got a good defence. You'd have to imagine that's a green arrow again after you make that move. Dennis, thank you for sending me your team in. I hope you're doing well, my friend, as always. Okay. Good position, 2 free transfers, 0.9. Thinking Enzo and João to Dango and Thiago. Next game week, Timber to Van Dijk. What are your thoughts? Feels easy peasy. I wouldn't take a -4 hit to sell Timber to Van Dijk this week, no. I absolutely think you're right to just do the 2 free transfers and then make the defender move next week. It might even be that you decide not to sell Timber or you decide to go for a different defender, but I just don't know that a -4 hit to sell Timber to Van Dijk feels that worth it. Mark says there's Timber VVD and Rice Tav. Haha, sorry. Oh, I see what you're saying now. Oh, you've done Timber to Van Dijk, Rice to Tav, and Mane to Thiago. Would I also do a hit? Oh, I see. Okay. If you've already made the Rice to Tav move, fine. Otherwise, I don't know that you need to buy Tav this week when we don't know that he definitely starts the next 2. I'd almost rather do Enzo to Dango than Rice to Tav. But I guess if you probably need to fund Mane to Thiago, don't you? Okay, that makes more sense. Would I take a -4 for Enzo to Dango? Probably not. Probably not, because it's just going to create a benching headache for you overall, Mark. So probably not. Okay, that makes more sense now. Powell Vodka says, Hey Ross, midfielder Verts, Enzo, Garner, Bruno, and Mbermo. Looking for a hit. Enzo to Semenyo and Garner to Wilson/Dango, or just stick to Verts to Semenyo? I think I'd sell Verts before Garner and Enzo. Yeah, I would just do Verts to Semenyo probably. You could also do Verts to Semenyo and Garner to Wilson or Dango. But I think Verts should be sold first. I think I would just leave it at Verts to Semenyo, Powell Vodka. Hi Ross, I have 3 free transfers thinking Enzo, Chalobah and Krupi to Wilson, Thiago and Hill. Enzo, Chalobah, Krupi, Wilson, Thiago, Hill. Easy. Already have Tavernier, Ekitike, VVD. Thoughts? Yep. Love it when people ask me questions like that because it's just a straight up yes. Don't need to justify and explain. Good set of moves. Ross, right now I need confidence in your answer. Enzo or Elliot Anderson to Dango or Wilson? I wouldn't sell Elliot Anderson. So Enzo to Dango or Wilson is an easy transfer. If you want me to be decisive, I bought Dango this week. Therefore, I'd buy Dango. If you want me to do what I usually do, I would say either of them are good. And I have no concerns with either. I would do Enzo to Dango if you want someone to make the decision for you. That's what I made as a move. Already wildcarded. Can do Palmer to Salah with 3 transfers. Good. Depends what the other transfers are. Depends what that blocks you from. Depends what the rest of your team looks like. Depends if you're going to captain Salah. Loads of follow-up questions I would have. But largely, if you have the ability to get to Salah and you feel like you want to take a punt, I'm not going to put you off of that. 2 free transfers. Enzo, Verts, Saliba. Transfer out 2 or 3. I would keep Saliba and transfer out Enzo and Verts, probably. Enzo to Dango to bench Rice. Enzo to Dango to bench Rice. If it's for free, yeah, I don't mind it. Playing Haaland, Thiago, Ekitike, Bruno, and Mbermo, Wilson, Dango. Or bench Enzo and play Rice. Plan is to sell Enzo anyway before 31. Yeah, do you know what? It's quite an attacking, high upside play. I don't have an issue with benching Rice this week. Do you know how long Verts is out for? Slot said he didn't have a definitive return date for him. Which could just be that he's holding his cards close to his chest, or it could genuinely just be like, we just don't know when he's going to be back, which obviously isn't a great sign. Pat Kells says, play Wilson or Rice or bench boost. Rest of the team, Verbruggen, Dubravka, Gabriel, Anderson, Munoz, Hill, Collins. No, that's not a bench boost because obviously Collins isn't nailed on. Yeah, I don't love Munoz this week. Dubravka's not that great. There's not a bench boost team. I would just bench Rice and start Wilson. Start Timber or Munoz and Garner or Krupi. Just about Timber and Garner would be my preferred two. But I think you could arguably start Munoz or Krupi. But I'd lean Timber and Garner. Hi, Ross. Start Sarr or Lewis Potter. Thanks, mate. You're welcome. I think Lewis Potter's not nailed on to start, is he? Or is he? Can't say that I've been paying that much attention to Brentford's team. I'd probably start Sarr. Unless Lewis Potter is nailed on and I've just got their team wrong. But hasn't Lewis been... Do you know what? Let me just quickly check. Let's check it to get the matches. Has he been playing left wing, hasn't he? Right? Lineups. Here we go. Yeah, so if Sharda comes in, unless we expect Lewis Potter to drop back into left back, I think basically you'd imagine then he doesn't start. So I would probably start Sarr and bench Lewis Potter, unless you think he starts. Captain Bruno or Haaland if you had to pick. I think the better captain just about is Haaland, but I think if, like me, you are chasing, you should probably look to captain someone else to differentiate. I have 5 free transfers, done the 3 Chelsea to Dango, VVD and Thiago, easy. Should I do Alderete to O'Reilly or Rice to Semenyo as a 4th? Is Thiago captain crazy? I think Alderete to O'Reilly for a 4th free transfer would tempt me. I wouldn't bother with Rice to Semenyo, and Thiago captain is not crazy, no. Sounds like your team's going to be in a good position. Associated Trip 578 says, I made these thoughts. Rice, Enzo, Van der Ven to Dango, Semenyo, Hill. Fine, yeah, no issues at all. Was going to do Wirtz before the injury instead of Semenyo, but can still get there later. Makes sense, and yeah, I think they are nice transfers. I'm going to continue to avoid the likes of O'Reilly and Semenyo, probably to my own detriment. So if people want to go out there and buy them, I absolutely get that. João Pedro and Enzo Fernandez to Thiago and Dango or Szoboszlai for a hit. Yeah, I don't love hits, but I think selling 2 players with Arsenal away for 2 players with Burnley away makes sense. I'd probably go Thiago and Dango. What is the best week to bench boost? Dubravka, Brentford, Everton, Bournemouth, Tavernier, Sunderland, Brentford, Burnley, Hill, Sunderland, Brentford, Burnley, Alderete, Bournemouth, Leeds, Brighton. Rest of the team is solid. I think the best week to bench boost is probably 30. The reason I say that is I think Tavernier's minutes over the next 2 would worry me slightly. So I would probably go the Game Week 30 just for Tavernier in particular, CPFC. Unless you feel good that Tavernier starts this week or next week, then go for it. Richards, Rice, Enzo to Dango, VVD and Wilson or roll. Yeah, I would make those 3 moves. Wouldn't roll. I'd make all 3. Right, how long we got to the deadline? 30 minutes. I think I'm going to make the move. When you're on holiday, do you nod towards the pool and say, let's jump into it? No, but I feel like I should, without further ado. And then just like, yeah. Yeah, should I wait? Is there any need to wait? Should I just make the move? I think I'm going to go Timber to Van Dijk. And then I can't wait for Wilson to score a hat-trick. Don't know if is there any need to wait? Is anything going to happen? Will Tavernier start? Don't know. Is Wirtz playing? No, Wirtz has been ruled out from Game Week 29. Wirtz will not play. Are we playing Geoguessr today? Yeah, probably for a bit. Post-deadline, I'd imagine. Yeah, why not? It's so boring, isn't it? Doing Timber to Van Dijk, but I just think it's the right move right now. Is Sobo a must-have? No. Absolutely not. Not saying he's not. It's not that he's a bad option, but he's definitely not a must-have, I wouldn't say. Who to start from Timber and Mateus Nunes? Mateus Nunes. Simply Luke says, thoughts on Rice to Wilson? Yeah, fine. Enzo to Dango and Keane to Virgil. Easy moves. I don't think Rice is a must-sell, but I mean, as a set of 3 moves, getting Keane up to Van Dijk, Wilson and Dango coming in. Like, they are arguably the 3 players that I would like to bring in. Wilson, Dango, and Van Dijk. Don't sell Garner. Play Krupi instead of Garner. Yeah, listen, Garner versus Croupy is a 50-50 for me. I can understand wanting to start Croupy. Hi, Ross. What happened to FPL Therapy? I miss it. I've just said a few times, so I live in Birmingham. I record FPL Therapy in London. It takes me at least 6 hours on a Sunday watching all of the games and the highlights, prepping the notes, organising with my guest. On the Monday that I record FPL Therapy, door to door, it's about 3 hours from my door in Birmingham to the studio each way. So that's 6 hours of travelling. I record for 2 hours, and then on a Monday night, it takes me at least 2 to 3 hours to edit. So what we're talking about is a minimum. Every FPL Therapy episode took me a minimum of like 18 to 20 hours, start to finish, which just... Like, I love recording FPL Therapy. I enjoyed it so much, but 20 hours a week for a podcast that receives a third of the views, a video I can sit here and record in my pants in the morning. Like, not that I do, by the way. Of course not. But you see what I mean? Like, it's just not worth my time. And it's not all about money and views, but that is so much time. And also, I won't give you the exact costing, but a train ticket return from the Midlands to London is like 80 quid. And then the studio costs a few £100. I also buy like coffee, lunch when I'm down there. We're talking 20 hours a week, hundreds of pounds spent. It wasn't sustainable. So, moving forward, I either spend less time prepping, I do it less regularly, I do it from home, I find a studio closer to me, or I do it online, as someone's just said. But none of those felt like the true essence of FPL Therapy. So let us see what happens in the future. You know, but that's where FPL Therapy went. I loved it. I truly did. I've not just binned it off. I've just temporarily paused it. I'm also doing a PhD still, so you know, and I started a new YouTube channel. Like, I've got a lot on my plate. I've also got another business venture that I've started, which I can't wait to share with you. We're close. We're close for me being able to share that with you, but not quite. Richards, Rice, Enzo. I did that, didn't I? Bench one of Rice, Wilson, or Rogers. Oof, tough one. Probably Declan Rice. Tommy says, transferred VVD in Enzo to Wilson, or Dango and Croupy, or Pedro to Ekatike, or Thiago for a -8. Or bring in Ekatike and Thiago, or just make one for a -4. Okay, Enzo to Wilson or Dango. Fine. And Croupy or Pedro to Ekatike or Thiago for a -8. Or bring in Ekatike and Thiago, or just make one for a -4. Wow, lots to process here. I would probably say just do one. No, I wouldn't mind taking a -8 there. I would do Enzo and Croupy to Wilson or Dango and Thiago for a -8. Screw it, Tommy. Just get your team sorted, basically. But why not do guests virtually? I just think it's just not the same. There's a delay. Like, you don't have that same connection. The quality of the production's lower. I might turn FPL Therapy into a virtual thing next season, but it just doesn't excite me. I don't really enjoy having chats over Zoom. It's not very exciting. Maybe that's just me. Jay says, hello, bud. Starting 11 of Raya Gab. Okay, I've got your team. 2 free transfers, 2.2 million in the bank. Mark Gay out for Thiago. Enzo out for Dango. Bench Garner. Next week, Rice out for Wilson. Yes. Yeah, nice. I think good plan. Yeah, I think good plan. You got a good first sub. Starting 11 looks good. Yeah, I like that, Jay. Anything else I could change? Any other opinions? No. I mean, your defense looks pretty stacked this week. In fact, your whole team looks good. I think that's a really nice team, Jay. Timber / Munoz to Hill or Rice to Wilson? Probably Munoz to Hill makes the most sense. I'm keeping Munoz because I think he's a fun differential, but Munoz to Hill probably is the one that makes the most sense. Fordy says my 11. Okay, I've got your 11, Fordy. 1 free transfer, 1.1 million in the bank. Transfer / bench who? I would start Dubravka over Sanchez. And I would bench Croupy, Munoz, and Wirtz. Probably. I feel like you're missing a player here. Yeah, I think you've only listed 4 defenders, so I don't know who your 5th defender is. But I would probably play a 4-4-2. Bench Munoz, Croupy, and Wirtz. Transfer-wise, Don't think you need a transfer necessarily. Depends who your fourth defender is. If your fourth defender's not good, you probably need a transfer. Otherwise, you can maybe leave it. You could also do Wirtz to Wilson, by the way, and play a 3-5-2. Maybe Wirtz to Wilson and play a 3-5-2 is the best strat. Julian says, I have Gabriel, Timber, and Munoz, and Burmo, Fernandez, Soboslai, Enzo, Lafi, Haaland, and Thiago. One transfer, who to swap, have 1.6 to play with. Enzo to Wilson or Dango. Otherwise, Munoz to Van Dijk. I think Munoz to Van Dijk, Munoz or Timber to Van Dijk, and Enzo to... and/or Enzo to Dango or Wilson would be my strat there. Anovi FPL. Got your team. Wirtz, Enzo, Barnes to Dango, Wilson, Thiago, -4. Yeah, fine. Such an easy set of 3 transfers. Even though that's for a hit, it feels the right thing to do, Anovi. I would make the moves. Bench Senesi, Timber, or Harry Wilson. Timber. Ali Nico says, Dango and VVD in for Saliba and Enzo. Bench one of Rice/Dango. Dango and Van Dijk in for Saliba and Enzo. Yeah. Bench one of Rice, Dango. It'd have to be Rice you bench. Or Rodgers and Kanate in for Saliba and Rice. Bench Enzo. No, I think I prefer Dango and Van Dijk in and just bench Rice. Thanks FPL says, made 3 transfers for a -4. Thiago to Calvert-Lewin. I assume Thiago in for Calvert-Lewin. Dango in for Enzo. VVD in for Timber. Only way to have enough funds. Yeah? I have Chow instead of Munoz. Wilson instead of Garner chasing. Yeah, so it sounds like you just got my team, but better. Really nice. Yeah, that sounds like a really good team and setup. Benched Palmer or Timber? I'd definitely bench Timber, not Palmer. Hello, shipping out Pedro and Enzo. Already have Wilson. Like spreading the players. Thiago and Gakpo or Ekatike and Dango. Oh, that's a very, very easy Ekatike and Dango if it's one of the 2 combos. Devash. Yeah. Yeah, definitely Ekatike and Dango for me. Right. I think I'm going to make my move just so I don't forget. Get too close to the deadline, you know. And then I just have to work out benching. So, Timber out. Virgil in. Done. I want to switch these 2 around. Let's go there. Oh. Yep. Oh my god, my mouse can be a bit sensitive sometimes. Right. Who... I need to run a poll quick. Let me get rid of this. Poll. Who would you start this week? Garner against Newcastle. Krupi against Sunderland. Or Munoz against Man United away. Right. I've just run a poll to see who you guys think I should start. Garner, Krupi, or Munoz. I only have to start one of them. Thor says, here is a concept for you. Mountain hike under the midnight sun as a pre-season Game Week 1 first draft. 5 hours of flight, 3 hours of hiking, no research, and just raw photo with little editing. That sounds beautiful. That sounds beautiful. Are you going to be my guide? Are you going to be my hiking guide? That actually sounds lovely. Thor, I might actually have to hit you up about visiting Norway. I'm not going to lie. Maybe even this summer. Drop me a message because I'll forget otherwise. But yeah, I'll be interested. Sean has been a member for 2 months. Thank you, Sean. Having all my chips, when should I play them? All I'll say is if in any week your bench looks good, feel free to play it. And then otherwise, just wait until 32. The very earliest you're going to play any of those chips, unless it's a random bench boost, is 32. So just wait for now, basically, with your chips. When in doubt, I play the pick on TV. So creepy. Fair. Wow. I did not think people would hate Garner that much. That's really interesting. That's kind of surprised me. You've got Munoz starting ahead of Garner. Wow. People hate Garner. Fair. Did not think Krupi had 55%. I might have missed something with Krupi. He just seems a bit rubbish. Other than 112-pointer, his highest score is 7. 2-1-2-7, 1-2-7, 5-0. It's just a bit rubbish. Surprised. Very surprised. Hello, mate. 4 free transfers. Chalobah to Van Dijk, Enzo to Dango, and Rice to Wilson. Or reassess next game week. Who to bench out of Timber or Chow? Love the work. Thank you very much. Chalobah to Van Dijk, Enzo to Dango, Rice to Wilson. Nice. Or reassess. I don't think you have to do the Rice to Wilson move. I definitely think Chalobah to Van Dijk, Enzo to Dango is easy. Considering the amount of free transfers you have, Rice to Wilson seems fine as well. I just think you could absolutely wait on that one more week. Who to bench out of Timber and Chow? I think I'd have to start Chow and bench Timber. Don't you call King Creepy rubbish ever again, bald man. He's a good player, but I'm saying as an FPL option to not score more than 7 points all season other than 1 week where he got the 12. It just seems a bit rubbish. How did he do against Sunderland earlier this season? Oh, he only played 10 minutes last time against Sunderland. I don't know. I have doubts over his minutes too much, I think. Ross, have you ever thought about getting into chess? I can play chess at a very basic level, but I don't know. I've never got as into it as a lot of other people. Hi, Ross. Transferring to of Mbeumo, Dango, Wilson. Mbeumo, Dango, Wilson. Oh, probably the first two. Probably just about Mbeumo and Dango. But I do really like Harry Wilson. I don't think people think I don't like him, but probably Mbeumo and Dango. Enzo to Wilson. Mane to Thiago. Timber to Van Dijk. Yes, Martin. I'm a big fan of that. Rice or Anderson? Probably Anderson. Elliot Anderson, I assume that is. Interesting one. Start Maguire or Munoz? Honestly, probably Harry Maguire. Munoz 14-pointer incoming? Probably. I've captained Bruno. I own Mbeumo. I've benched Munoz. It's probably a 2-0 Crystal Palace win incoming. Could also do a double take, real-life Geoguessr, driving to a random destination in our region for you to plot a 5k on my GMS, man. I actually like that thought. It's not a bad shout. Yeah, trying 5k in real life. G'day, mate. Bench Anderson, Munoz, or Timber? I'd probably bench Munoz and start Anderson and Timber. Have you ever been to the US? No. Where would you recommend visiting in the US? It's always so overwhelming. Like, there's almost too many places to visit that I've never thought about doing it. Hi, Ross. Should I start Krupi or Laffy? I'm feeling Defcon and a haul from Laffy, but not sure. Should I start Krupi or Laffy? I would start Enzo Laffy, I think. Play Anderson and roll to assess players, or buy Wilson and bench Anderson. I think either or. If you're not that convinced by Wilson, I would just play Anderson and roll. You can absolutely see Anderson getting a 4-pointer and Wilson blanking. It's possible. Also, it's not out of the question that Anderson keeps a clean sheet. So yeah, I don't mind reassessing if you're not that sure. That air says, hope you are well, mate. Bench one out of Gabriel, Dallo, Senesi, and Virgil. That for me wouldn't be too bad. I would just bench Dallo personally. I wouldn't bench Gabriel because it's Gabriel and we know what he's like. But if you've got you've said you've got a gut feeling to bench Gabriel, that'd be a great move if he doesn't do that well. Colorado is the only right answer. Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't mind visiting. Florida or Colorado. Oh, a few shouts for Colorado. Okay. Maybe Colorado's the one then. I actually know a couple of people from Colorado, so I can maybe ask for their advice. You can come visit me in Washington. Yeah, Washington's definitely up there as a place I'd love to visit. Love from South Africa. Big love to you in South Africa. Another place that I'd love to visit. Cape Town is on my list. Verts or Enzo to Dango for -4 or play Enzo/Richards. I don't mind Enzo to... No, sorry, I don't mind Verts to Dango for a -4. That feels pretty good. I wouldn't have any issue with that. Quite a few people from Philly in the chat, yeah. Seen 2 or 3 people say they're from Philly, nice. Start Hill or Munoz? Ooh, I would start Hill. How long got till the deadline? 15 minutes till the deadline. 15 minutes. Is it just me or is playing a 4-4-2 always feel or look boring on my screen? Yeah, I hate it as well. I'm much... A 3-5-2 for me always looks the best. 3-5-2 always looks the best. Ross, don't go to Cape Town, do Johannesburg. I've heard the opposite, but I mean, let me know if you've been to South Africa, whether you prefer Johannesburg or Cape Town. I mean, they're very far away from each other. I feel like you could do both, but I mean, what is the drive from Cape Town to Johannesburg? I feel like that would take, I don't know. I don't even want to know. Cape Town to Johannesburg drive. Yeah, it's a 15-hour drive. You don't drive that, I guess. You probably just get a flight. Come to Durban. Yeah, I've not heard bad things about Durban. I guess it's probably not on most people's first list of places they visit in South Africa. Timber to Van Dijk or Rice to Wilson? Timber to Van Dijk would be my priority. Option 1, Verts to Wilson and Raul to Ekatike and bench Enzo. Or option 2, Verts to Dango, don't want to Fulham, and Enzo to Mbermo and bench Anderson or Raul. I quite like Verts to Wilson, Raul to Ekatike. I think I'd go option 1, Bob. Is this a bench boost? Dewsbury Hall, Maguire, Hill, Dubravka. Probably not quite. It's not bad, but it doesn't excite me that much. Chalobah to Van Dijk, Rice to Dango. Yeah, easy moves. Bench 1 of Gabriel, Hill, Wilson. Ooh, I'd bench Hill. I'd start Gabriel and Wilson, but that is tough. I just drove from Colorado to Colorado from Texas. 20 hours one-way drive. It's normal here. Yeah, I guess that is normal in bigger countries to do big drives. Yeah. I guess it's just... That's a weird concept in the UK. Like, you could drive from tip to tip in the UK in much less than that, and no one ever does that in one go. Johannesburg is lit if you find the right places. Do not go to Joburg. I just got back from both cities, and Cape Town is far safer. Joburg is super sketchy. Durban is cool. See, I'm just getting such mixed opinions. This is what puts me off going to places. I'm like, I don't know which one to do. Kimberley never lets you... Kimberley never lets me down. I don't even know what Kimberley looks like, but Kimberley never lets me down. That is a very factual statement. Yeah, no, I do really want to visit Cape Town. I've wanted to go to Cape Town for a while. There were also suggestions that there might be an F1 track built near Cape Town, wasn't there? I don't know what happened with those suggestions, but... Hi, Ross. Need to bench 2 of Munoz, Anderson, Krupi, or Senesi. I would bench Munoz and Krupi, as I am, and I would start Anderson and Senesi. Bench João Pedro or Lewis Hall. I'd honestly bench João Pedro. I'd start Lewis Hall. Start Chow or Rice. Just about Rice, but I do like Chow. Or sell Rice to Soboslai or Dango. I would start Rice. I don't think you need to sell Rice, especially when you've got Chow as an option. Like, if you're not convinced by Rice this week, just bench him for Chow. 2 free transfers. Play Munoz or Ordrete or make a transfer. Munoz to Van Dijk feels good if you don't own Van Dijk. Gay to Canate for a -4. Already taken a minus. No, I'd leave it then. I don't think Canate is that much better than Gay this week. Why Bruno captain? He was poor against Everton and West Ham, other than being the perspective of Palace being tired. Because I don't suddenly believe that Bruno is poor. I don't suddenly believe that United aren't good after having 3 excellent games under Carrick. So, like, players do just have poor games. I can go by the same logic and say, why would you captain Erling Haaland when, other than a couple of penalties, he's not done much recently? Like, you can make the same argument for not captaining any player, really. Like Thiago. Why would you captain Thiago? He's been poor. Which I think he has. So, yeah. I guess it's just like, I don't think any of them are great. Like, I think all of Bruno, Haaland, and Thiago come with their own issues. I just think that I like that Bruno has so many routes to points. Is Raya to Kelleher a good idea? Only if you've got loads of transfers. If you've got 3+3s, fine. Otherwise, it just feels really unnecessary. Start Rice or Tavernier? I would start Rice because I don't know that Tavernier starts. Enzo or Wirtz to Wilson. Enzo or Wirtz to Wilson. I would sell Wirtz before Enzo now. My back hurts. Big stretch. Oof. There's so much of the world I want to travel. This year, in April, I'm going to Lisbon in Portugal. In June, I'm going to Croatia and Greece. I've already been to Greece a couple of times. I love Greece. But yeah, I'm going to Lisbon, Croatia, and Greece this year. But I want to go outside of Europe. I always stay in Europe for the most part. The only times I've left Europe was, is it just once to go to Egypt? I think so. Yeah, I think that's the only time I've left Europe, is once to go to Egypt. So, should probably travel. I'd like to do Southeast Asia. I'd like to do Australia. I'd like to do New Zealand, Canada. Now Colorado's on my list as well. Lisbon is phenomenal. That is what I want to hear. How was Egypt? I loved it, but we just stayed in the hotel. And when I went to Egypt, it was 46 degrees. There was an hour in the middle of the day when like this sort of alarm went off in the hotel outside, and they was like, basically, if you're not a native, if you're not from Egypt, like, go inside. Like they like highly recommended that everyone like went inside. It was so hot when I went. Caribbean was my favorite. I can understand that. I'm actually going to Croatia for FPL Focal Stag Do. So Harry, Oscar, and I are going to be in Croatia. Split. We're going to Hvar and Split, I think, in Croatia. Would you bring in Van Dijk and Wilson to bench Cash and Timber? I don't love benching Cash. I think you could just do Wilson in. I don't think you need to bring in Van Dijk to bench Cash this week. Trying to decide who to start out of Hill or Chow, and now I'm sat here thinking of where I should go on holiday. Hill and Chow is such a hard decision, by the way. I would start Chow. I don't know why, but I would, I think. Just about. Play Rice or Anderson with 4 at the back. I think I'd have Declan Rice ahead of Joachim Anderson. If you meant Elliot Anderson, I'd have Elliot Anderson above him. But I think, yeah, Joachim Anderson, I would have Rice above, just about. Is Soboslai a good pick? Yeah, I like Soboslai. I don't have an issue with Soboslai. If you want to chuck Soboslai into the conversation, absolutely. Start Timber or Enzo? That's a coin flip. Maybe back the Arsenal defence and go Timber. Ahmad, Garner or Munoz? Probably Garner. Rodgers or Fernandez? Fernandez for me. Really want to captain Salah. Captain Salah then. If you want to do it. It's your team, you know. Don't let anyone else tell you what to do. You should go to Italy. Italy's my favourite country in the world. I've been to Italy 4 or 5 times. Yeah, Italy's my favourite country in the world. I think 5 times I've been to Italy. Pick one, defence, midfield. Anderson, O'Reilly, Semenyo, Gordon. One defence, midfield. I would pick O'Reilly and Semenyo. Yeah, I'd pick the 2 City boys. Predictions for today's game. I've got 2-1 to Aston Villa on my predictions. Do you think Wirtz will start? No, Wirtz has been ruled out by Slot. So many people haven't seen that news today, by the way. If you were just joining, firstly, welcome. Please subscribe and please like the stream. Secondly, Wirtz has been ruled out by Arne Slot, so no, he won't start. What's a great place in Italy beach-wise? I've not been anywhere to Italy where there's like a proper beach. I did go to Sorrento in Italy. It's not beach-like, but it is coastal. I enjoyed that. But I don't think you go to Italy for a beach. I'm sure they have beaches. I'm just saying, like, that is like you go to Italy for the culture, for the food. Yeah. You don't talk enough about Rodgers. He's a great pick at the moment. He's a fine pick. Like, I can't own everyone, though. You know what I mean? And I think he is very hit and miss, isn't he? You've got under 4 minutes until the deadline. Make sure you get your teams locked in. I'm going to open up on another tab. I actually need to take a screenshot, don't I, of my team. I've got loads of money in the bank now, by the way. I think I've got 2.8 million in the bank, which is crazy. Crazy stuff. Are you sticking with Bruno captain? Yeah, sure, why not? Why not? Italy have got tons of beaches. Yeah, I'm sure, I just don't know. I just don't think you go to Italy for a beach holiday. It feels like I feel like the history, the architect, like that's more what I'd be interested in with Italy. But I've been to like Venice, Milan, Sorrento, Padova. I don't know. Maybe I've just not done a beach holiday in Italy, but I think there are just so many wonderful places in Italy. I love it. It's stunning, Italy, as a place. I also want to go to like Bosnia, Albania. Like the Balkans are beautiful. Rhodes in Greece has great beaches. That's where I'm going this summer, Rhodes. Anyway, we've got 3 minutes till the deadline. Ask me FPL questions. We're just about holidays. Why not Thiago captain? He's just very hit and miss. And forwards, especially if they get penalties, they're just not as great for bonus. So I just think I prefer Bruno's ceiling. Who would you rather win the league, Arsenal or City? Man City, because I've never actually met a Man City fan in real life. I'm not throwing shade. I just don't know any Man City fans. Like, I just couldn't care less if they win. I'm not from Manchester, so I don't have that same hatred of Man City. I just know so many Arsenal fans, and they would be unbearable if Arsenal win the league. I genuinely don't know a Man City fan. Gvardiol was taking his protective boot off now. Ooh, yeah. I mean, if he comes back in, that's going to be interesting to see what that does for minutes. Tarkowski to Van Dijk for a hit? I don't think I would, no. Semenyo captain? Don't mind Semenyo captain at all. Don't mind Semenyo captain at all. I sold Pedro for Thiago. Yeah, I would probably have done the same. I probably did not have done the same. Start Lafille or Anderson? Ooh, that's so close. I would maybe lean Joachim Anderson just. Start Enzo or Munoz? Coin flip. I'd maybe go Munoz for the upside. Could get a clean sheet and a return, you know. Tarko for Van Dijk for free? For free, yes, I think so. You make us better FPL managers. I hope so. That's my aim. I'm sure it's not always successful. Ekatike captain, I really don't mind. Who is the best Wirtz replacement? Dango or Wilson still for me. Maybe Mbermo if you've got the funds. Start Senesi or Hill. I would just about lean towards Hill. Start Sanchez or Dubravka. I would just about go Dubravka. But I think these are all quite close decisions. Doing a home workout whilst watching the stream. Give me an extra 2 reps. Now. Do it. Extra 2 reps. Go. Check Super Chat, says Joey. I just answered it. Sanchez Dubravka. I would start Dubravka. At the moment, Burnley have a 2% greater chance of keeping the clean sheet according to bookies odds. So I would just about favour that as a result. Start Alderete or Munoz? Probably just about Alderete. Rao in for Calvert-Lewin for a hit? Probably not, no. Probably not worth a hit. Especially with Maniz back. Start Tavernier or Krupi? Probably Tavernier, but it's close. Start Pedro or Timber? Probably João Pedro. Maybe the clean sheet for Timber. Too late anyway. That's the deadline. Please. You've sent the super chat too late. Please play Sarr or Senesi. I would probably have said Senesi, but I think it's very close. And I'm sorry that it was so late. Right. Let me tweet my team. I also think I probably need a wee. And then we'll answer your questions. Maybe play a bit of Geoguessr. Right. Game week 2018. Sorry, guys. Just need to post the tweet on the socials because I'm social media influencer. You know what I'm like. And then we'll get back to it. Right. How much do I have in the bank? I think it's 2.8 million. And what transfers did I do? I did Enzo to Dango, and then Timber to VVD. Not overly confident with captaincy or with benching decisions, but as always, will come down to getting lucky or not. Happy to try and bet against Haaland. Oh, bet against Haaland. I can't wait for the Haaland hat trick. That's going to feel good. I punted on Thiago cap. I like it. I like it a lot. Ross, club question. We're going to do club in a second, actually, so we can answer it then. But what is your club question? That's the question. Where's everything on my phone? I feel like my phone stuff has moved. Start Thiago Ekitike, Canate, or Chow. I would say probably in club. I fancy Chow maybe to get a higher score this week. Ekitike, Thiago, maybe Ekitike and Chow in club. The actions are slightly different and the points are slightly different as well, aren't they? So. What was I doing? Oh, yeah, I remember. We need to sort out a club, basically. It's critical. Critical to do. Right. You guys know the drill. This is my team for this week. I did have Floor inverts, but obviously he's out, which isn't great. It's not the perfect team, but I do also think there's some nice picks. I think Saka, Semenyo, Ekitike is really nice. So I'm going to meet with Manny now and just guess any player in the Premier League. Any Premier League player. If you don't know what I'm playing, by the way, it's a game called Club. There's a link down below to download for free. There's also a link down below or a code down below to join my mini league. Definitely join my mini league. You get prizes if you finish in the top 3. I'm going to guess. I'm going to say Iwobi. I think I'm going to get Iwobi, is my guess. Sander Berger. Yeah, that was my other guess, Jeremy. I do think it's going to be a Fulham player. Don't know why. I've got a Fulham player on my mind. My mum thinks I'm going to get Wilson. I'll tell you what, I'd be very happy to get Wilson. If it was Wilson, I would sign Wilson in a heartbeat. Mane, O'Reilly. I would love O'Reilly as well. Right. Get your picks in. 3, 2, 1. Bang. Base. Core. Don't stop now. Rare. Keep going. Elite. Rare defender. Everton. Tarkovsky. There's Branthwaite. Stinks. Don't want Branthwaite. Reject. Sorry, Branthwaite. I've got Cash Chow and Truefair. He wasn't getting in this week. Okay. Did anyone get Branthwaite? Don't think so. But yeah, there is a link down below. Make sure, like I say, join my mini league. We're almost at 3k people, I think, in my mini league, which is cool. Yeah, almost at 3k. This is the code. If you've got Club and you've not joined my league, 100% join my league. And if you're thinking, why would I download Club now? It's fantasy football and it's midway through the season. Each week you're in a different league and you just go head to head against similar people in similar leagues. So you're only going to be against 3 other people, and it will also be people that are joining now. You're not going to be in a platinum league, so you're not going to be joining. Like I've gone through all of these leagues. So you'll be in a lower league, start off, you'll be playing against other people. So it doesn't really matter that you're joining now because it's not like a season-long scoring, it's weekly. You can also join Pickles League if you want to. This is FPL Pickles League. If you've joined mine, feel free to join Pickle as well. Why did no one captain Haaland? What happened? I swear Harry and Oscar and Dan were all captaining Haaland. Let me, I'll have a look on here, what they've done. I thought all of those were. Yeah, Focal did. Yeah, everyone has still. I don't know. Did you see what Andy did? Apparently he accidentally captained Bruno. I don't believe that. I guess I haven't seen what he did, but that seems like a bit of a weird... I feel like he just probably wanted to captain him, but didn't want to say that. So Andy captained Thiago. Did he? Someone said he captained Bruno. I think it's Bruno. Right. I'm going to go for a wee. And then when I come back, we can talk about some other stuff and also maybe play some Geoguessr as well, if you fancy it. But yeah, I need a wee break. 2 seconds. I'll mute myself just in case. I mean, the toilet's not particularly close, but you don't want to hear me Hello, geezers. Sorry, I was just changing to a standing desk so I could give my back a break. You guys know what I'm like. I'm basically an old man, you know? Oh, I need to get rid of that from my... that one? That one, there we go. Guys, I've been playing so badly this week. Look, I lost 16 and I've won 5. I've just been battered, you know? Love to the kitchen cameo in today's vid. Yeah, it was fun. It's fun to do something slightly different, wasn't it? You want to do a party? Okay, do a party. There you go. If you want to join, we're doing a Geoguessr party, which is basically where you we'll all play against each other. So I don't know what I need to actually set the settings. I'll go no move. I'll go 1 minute per round. And how many rounds should we do? Let's do 10 rounds. I like 10 rounds. And yeah, let's go no move. Let's do that. It is raining so heavy. It's insane. Right, I'll give you another 30 seconds to join. Change the map. Oh, yeah. We could go... We should go Community World. Let's do that. Are you more of a beer or wine guy? Neither. Neither. I don't really like alcohol, but if I do, I am a spiced rum kind of guy. Spiced rum. You know, I'll give you another 1 or 2 mins. You know, just in case there's some people like trying to boot up their laptops, you know. I'll give you a bit of time. We had rain for 2 months straight here in Lisbon, but finally yesterday, 22 degrees. I'm coming to Lisbon in April. So if in April it's not sunny in Lisbon, I'm not going to be best pleased. Okay, that's what I'm going to say. Right, 30 seconds. Come on. I still see people joining, so I feel bad. But yeah, if you're joining now, this is your last chance to join. I will do another party. Don't worry. But if you want to join this one, you better hurry up. What are you doing in Lisbon? Just go in there for a few days with friends. We've got a group of friends, like 3 couples, 6 people. We went to Budapest last year, and it was really fun. So we're going to Lisbon this year. Right. 3. Oh, by the way, if you've not played with me before, what I'm going to do is I will not zoom in on the map until towards the final 5-10 seconds, just so it gives people, like, trying to guess before I do, because otherwise people are just going to copy what I do. That's assuming that I get it correct, of course. Right. So, this is no move. Jesus, what a round, eh? That, what a round that is. What is the confused face? God, good luck with that, guys. Good luck with that. That's all I can say. You've got, we have not had an easy round to start with. I can say that much. What is this theme park? Is that a famous theme park? I don't have a clue. People are saying it's flat, by the way. I would look southeast. It doesn't look that flat. I'm sure I can see some hills there. I don't know. I thought maybe like Czechia was my first vibe. I'll go like near, like, I don't even know if there's a theme park over there, but it's somewhere in Europe. Okay, it's Germany. Just about Germany. Did anyone actually know the theme park? Did anyone get that close? No? It's not a horrible guess to start. We'll take those. Start next round. Round 2. It was too hilly for the Netherlands and Belgium. Like, Belgium and the Netherlands are like super flat. Like, I mean super flat. I want to talk you through it because there are 2 really good clues here for people that are new to the game. I'll tell you in a second. We've also got language here, so people shouldn't be missing the country. But yeah, this bollard is specific to the country. And then the country that we're in, they have blue stickers on their poles as well. So blue stickers on the pole and that bollard. Bollard. The bollard is the best giveaway. But yeah, these stickers as well are specific to the country. And also you got language there. I mean, just focus on the language. Oh, I almost missed the thing. I think it's probably more likely to be the south or towards the south because we've not got brick buildings. You normally get brick buildings towards the north, but it could be. It's towards the east, west even. Why is the blue sticker there? What does it mean? I don't know. That's just, they have them in France all over the place. They have blue stickers. Just one of those things. Apparently this is a European seed so far. We're still in Europe, I think. If you know your languages, you'll be fine. Is that the ocean there? Probably is. West, northwest. Who made this map? It's just a community world, a randomized map. Northwest West Ocean. That's really interesting to me. West North. Is it like Stavanger way? I don't know. Like this is like Nordic. Sweden, Norway. Oh my lord, that's more northern than I thought. I did not look that far north. Someone's literally like almost 5k. That's insane. Yeah, okay. I don't know. It didn't feel that far north to me. Fair. I guess there was a lack of much going on. This one should be easy for a lot of people, I think. Is that Bodo Glimt? To be fair, Zodiac, I thought that could be Denmark at first, but then I realised it very quickly wasn't, you know. But I do really want to visit Denmark, though. I really want to visit Copenhagen. Although I've seen a lot of people like say very mixed stuff about Denmark. Some people love it, some people don't. But I know Copenhagen's very expensive to visit as well. Should just be Ghana. Oh, it's northern Ghana. Okay, fine. Whatever. Whatever. I'm 10th. Okay, we're in the top 10. That's the important thing. 5 rounds in, we are entering the top 10. That's all we can hope for, really, at this stage. Good luck, Godspeed. Good luck with this round, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I can say. Do you know what? I'm going to help you out for those that don't know. This is almost definitely Russia. I suppose it could be Ukraine, but I don't think so. All of these bollards, man. This should be Russia. After that, good luck. Because I don't know where it is. These are birch trees. Which normally means not too far north or south. So I don't know. I'm probably one. Like I'm not even gonna hide it because I don't know where we are. So I wouldn't go where I am. But I think like try to not global otter. Just try not to message too much in the chat, you know, because otherwise it will help people. I don't know. I'll probably go like I don't know. Could be Ukraine. I just don't think it is. But whoa, I was never going that far east. Jesus Christ. Some people have guessed it's funny when there's just never coverage, but that's just that's a horror one. That was a very difficult round. Russia's just impossible half the time. Are you kidding me, man? We're back in Russia. I mean, where in Russia? Your guess is as good as mine. The Aston Villa 11 is out. Was there any surprises, or is it just pretty standard? My worry is, right, it could be conceivably down here. Like, it could be in this little southern pocket here. I'm going to go a little bit further. I'm really worried that it could be in this southern pocket towards Georgia, but I've got no... Okay. That wasn't a great guess either. So difficult. I'm 13th. I want to sneak into the top 10, you know? He's doing very well. Okay, I've got a sign. Can't actually make out what that sign says or is. Why am I a bit confused? The lineup was pretty standard. Okay, that's good. I can't make anything out, really. I don't know where we are. I have no idea where we are. There's not Mexican polls, so... Okay, there's Mexico. It's up there. Whoa. People are Googling signs. 100%. I'm going to call you three out here as cheating. There's no way people are 5K'ing that. It's a tiny little town in Baja, California. If you're cheating, you should feel ashamed. If you're not cheating, fair play. This is the issue with Geoguessr, is there's no way to prevent cheating, but there's no way those three people just 5K at random. Good luck 5K in this. Good luck 5K in this, although there is a sign there if you can make it out. We're back in Russia. This is apparently is the Russian seed. Name and shame. Name and shame. Right. Don't know. Maybe just guess there. Who knows? I hate Russia anyway. Do you want to get into the top 10 or what? Apparently not. Apparently I'm not doing a good job. I don't think I'm going to get top 10, sadly. Unless I 5K this random Russian round. This could be, like, literally out here. Wouldn't be surprised. Like, out towards, probably Irkutsk, like that way. I just think the tree size reminds me more of, like, I'm going to go... Should I go Kaluga? I'm going to go Kaluga. There. Okay, it was more northern. Okay. Oh, look at this. When there's no sign to Google, people don't get that close. Where am I? I'm 10th. Okay, I'm currently 10th. I just need to get the next two rounds spot on. You know? Oh, God. Oh, God. It's not looking good, bruv. I think I know what country we're in. But as to which part of that country... we shall see. think it should be Indonesia. I'm going to go Sulawesi. It might not be Sulawesi, but I'm willing to risk it on a biscuit. Okay, it was the West Nusa. Okay, we'll take that, though. We're up to 6th. Right, top 5 is on. Top 5 is on. The way that you knew this was Indonesia, by the way, is there was the white and red bands on the pole, which is indicative of Indonesia. So there we go. So we got the country right, we just didn't get the island right. There is no chance. I think we're back in Russia, you know? Like, I'm not even kidding. In fact, this might not be Russia. I'm not as confident that this is Russia. This could be a number of places. I think this is either Poland or Romania. So as a result, I'm going to go up in North. This is either Poland or Romania. I don't know which one. Poland. Okay. Poland. Did we finish top 10? I finished 3rd. 3rd. We'll take 3rd. Well done to Radiant Atoll 607 and well done to 161 for finishing 1st and 2nd. Right, remove inactive players, kick out. We're going to go once more, okay? Invite. People aren't even end up playing. There you go, if you want to join. I'll take 7th from only watching your videos and not playing. That's fair, GG's. Can we have a new code? I want to join. It's just same code now, yeah, go, go, go. I'll give you another like 30 seconds to a minute and then I'll start. Should we try NMPZ? I think that's a bit too difficult, isn't it? That is a bit too difficult, I think. Let's go crazy and do 15 rounds. And then this will be the final one. So it'll give people a real chance. By the way, I'll do a quick plug. Whilst we're waiting, if you are somehow not subscribed to my Geoguessr channel, if you're here right now and you're enjoying this, I do this all the time on an actual YouTube channel dedicated to it. So here we go. Oh. Here you go. Right, 30 seconds. Get in. Get involved. You don't have to have played before. All you need to do is just guess where you are. I'll put the QR code on the screen again. All you have to do is just guess where in the world you are, you know? Pretty simple. Have you tried out Twitch, bro? Think you can get good reach there too? Yeah, maybe I'll start streaming Geoguessr on Twitch. I've never really bothered with Twitch, to be honest. Right. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. Right, we're playing 15 rounds, so you need to lock in, okay? My screen's white. Just refresh if your screen's white. Unless everyone's screen is white, but... Oh, I got something in my eye. That's not good. I have no idea where we are, to be honest. Not got a sign, annoyingly. I mean, a sign would be so good. I'm going to go fairly southern. I mean, I might regret that. It might be up towards Manila. Could be towards Manila. It wasn't. It was on Samar Island. Okay. Dolores. Ah, Dolores was on the sign. I just didn't know Dolores was a place, to be fair. Okay. It was the Philippines. We had the Philippines flag, of course. Ross, learn your flags. I know my flags. I knew that was the Philippines. I'm just not telling people where it is so that they can make their own guesses, you know? Who's knocking? Someone's knocking. I hope that's not on my door. Is that my door they're knocking at? I don't think so. I think someone's like knocking upstairs or something. I'm not actually entirely sure where I am, but I think these road lines should give you a good indication, so we'll see. Yeah, so I think they're the Norwegian ones, but I don't know whereabouts in Norway. Like, maybe up in and around here? Like, somewhere in these kind of areas? Okay, it's a little bit further south. That's fine. Some people doing very well so far. Smashed it with your first 2 guesses. Okay. I'm not actually entirely sure here. This is quite a difficult round. I think I have an indication, but yeah, wouldn't be surprised if I missed this one. Yeah, I'll have a good go. That much is sure. I'd probably go like down here. Somewhere. Okay, not bad guess. Yeah, we had we were in the southern hemisphere and we had the alternating pole tops that you get in Argentina. But I mean, as to getting Rio Negro, I'm not sure. We'll see. You know, there's obviously a good way to do it, but I wasn't sure entirely where in Argentina we were. Yeah, the alternate. I'll try and show you afterwards, but the insulators were on the left and the right, then the left and the right. You have these alternating pole tops you get in. You get those alternating pole tops in Argentina. If I played, I would end last. It's all about like pattern recognition and practice. I don't think anyone's like born being good at GeoGuessr. Obviously, if you've traveled, then it makes it easier. But otherwise, it's just practice, you know? I actually don't know whereabouts in the country we are here, but you can tell by the language and the low camera we're in Japan. But yeah, I'd probably go for a middle hedge here. It could be quite far north or south. I'm not very good with my pole plates, but you okay, it was Osaka. That's fine. Yeah, I'm happy enough with that guess. It didn't feel too far north or south, so I don't mind a middle guess. Lampard is top. Okay, we're chasing down Lampard. We are 4th. Better start to this one. Better start. 15 rounds, though. Lots can change. Lots can change. They're bringing back seasons on Geoguessr. I did see that. Yeah. Looks cool. Looks cool. How are people at their languages? Probably better than me. I think, I don't know to be fair, it does look a bit like a Central European language. You know, like a Czechia, Slovakia kind of language. With the little hat on the Z. I don't know which one that, I think they both have reasonable language, but. I don't know, probably like over here maybe? I'd guess Slovakia, could be Czechia. Could be actually, is Slovenia. Okay, fair. Whoa. I call cap. I call cap again. You've got signs and all of a sudden there's people 5k in it. Now, I don't want to call these two people out. Mignol, happy birthday. And Tides. Maybe you're from Slovenia, but sus. Sus to say the least. Yeah, let's call them out. I mean, maybe you found it on the map, or maybe you've been there. I don't know, but it's always a bit sus when you have a really tiny place that people 5k, you know? Where do we think, chat? What do we think? What do we make of this, eh? Difficult one, for sure. Where are we going to go? Where are we going to go? I actually think this is Costa Rica. I'm pretty sure. Could be Panama. Could be Ecuador, I suppose. But I'm not going to go too far out from San Jose. Ah, okay. It was close down towards Panama. That's fine. Yeah, Costa Rica. Well done to everyone that went. I understand the Panama guess as well. Probably should have just guessed on the border of them, to be fair. Lol, that's my house. What, in Costa Rica? We're second. Guys, it's on. It's on. This is a really difficult round. This is, like, especially if you don't know your car metas. It's a very difficult round. I believe, because the car's filled in black, this should be Dominican. Now, I don't know where in Dominican. You've got either Santo Domingo, or you've got up this way. I'll kind of hedge between them, but okay. Yeah, nice guess. Someone got very close there. I don't think there was a sign, so these are just good guesses, I think. But yeah, it was the Dominican car. That's why knowing what cars are where there's useful. But yeah, when the car bars are filled in black, that's the Dominican car. If they're not filled in, it could be like Kazakhstan, or it could be not Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, or Guatemala. Okay. Oh, this is a fun round. Whenever I say something's a fun round, what I basically mean is I don't know where I am. Fun round means, like, I just don't know. I mean, again, the car's so helpful. Like, I've narrowed it down to a few places here just because of the car, which just is a little bit cheaty, but it helps a lot. I do wonder, this could be a really flat Bolivia. Like, there are some areas of Bolivia that are flat. So maybe it's like a flat area of Bolivia here. But if it's not Bolivia, then it could be a number of other... Okay, what's a flat area of Bolivia? Like, most of Bolivia won't look like that. Most of Bolivia, the coverage is super mountainous. But with the white car, with the yellow center line, it kind of has to be Bolivia there in my mind. Dory Boy. Dory Boy is killing me right now. Can Dory Boy just get a guess wrong, you know? Right, we're still in second. Dory Boy is trying to let me not win. Ooh. Ooh, okay. Cool. How do people even know this? People are just playing a lot of Geoguessr, so that's pretty much it, isn't it, you know? Right, where have we got? We've got mountains. Not really. I kind of want to start scanning for the road, but I don't want like, normally I'd be straight into the map here, but I'm trying to zoom in last second. It would be more fun if all of the cars were removed. I'd agree. Like, I would agree with that completely. Like, I wouldn't get the country here without the car. There's no way I would... Actually, there is. There is, because the bottom of the poles are black. That also helps. But, yeah. I just want to try and line up a road quickly. Oh, I'm not going to have the time. I don't know. Oh, I wanted to have time to line up a road. I'll just go over there. Ah, it was south. Whoa, okay. You'd expect to... I didn't see these mountains in the distance, I don't think. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine, whatever. Okay, we have taken the lead, though. Dory Boy gets lost easy. Dory Boy's gone. No, I'm joking. It's only a little bit behind. Round 10. Ooh, tough round. Ooh, very tough round, actually. Yeah, not easy round, I wouldn't say. Just woke up. What sort of team is this? Yeah, I don't even know why I'm just... I should do this on my actual Geoguessr channel, but, you know. I actually don't know where we are. Like, truly. Truly no idea. I'm going to go Oz, but I don't think it is. I don't know where we are. Oh, whoa, whoa. What? Were there signs? Why did I think... Did I get the hemisphere wrong? Did I just blank? I don't know how everyone got so close. Were there signs? I don't know. Maybe the plates. Ah, probably the California plates. Honestly, I thought we were in the southern hemisphere. I'd have to check that round out again. Can I check that round now? I can't. I don't know why I blanked there. Very weird. Okay, it's fine. We'll go again. We never quit. Not easy round again. Okay. Okay. Should be an okay guess. Your clue for where we are, actually, is these black stickers. I think. You know, black stickers on the poles. If I'd have ended it after 10 rounds... No, this is round 11, isn't it? Yeah, I wouldn't have won, I guess. I should have ended it after 9 rounds. Poles in California have yellow 3 stripes on them. Interesting, okay. Ooh. Jesus Christ. It's an insane guess from these two people over here. I forgot to change my team and have 3 Chelsea players. You never know. They could do the business. Can we do Team Duels? Probably not. I have been streaming for almost 3 hours, so I'll probably go have some food in a bit. You know? Go take a break. This is an interesting round. It's like a dirt road. Clapham. Clapham's funny. You imagine Clapham. I'm hoping this is Finland or like maybe like just somewhere over here. Baltics could be. I'm hoping it's not Canada or US, but you never know. Okay, it's just up north Finland. Is that Dory Boy again? No, it wasn't. Okay, Dory Boy's second. Global Otter first. Got a few rounds left. Still possible. In Finland, you often get those kind of gravel roads. You get them a lot in Estonia as well. No. No, I don't speak Russian. I don't speak Russian. I'm not... This isn't going to go well for me. Right, no Googling from everyone. Can we not Google? I honestly don't know where this is. This is one of those, again, like... I wouldn't be surprised if it is down here. I don't know. Like, this could... Like, I swear these flat mountains mean something. What do these flat mountains mean? Should I just go like there, between Novosibirsk and Omsk? I'll just leave it there. We'll see. Okay, nice. Yeah, very nice. Oh, it's close. They've got 2 more rounds. Dory Boy takes the lead again. I don't know what I'm eating tonight, to be honest. I actually have no idea. Pickle's out for dinner with her friends. So I'm going to be eating alone. I'll probably order something. Don't think I can be bothered to cook after a long stream. Hills to our north, okay. I actually learned Cyrillic, but doesn't help when Russia is so big. Yeah, this is the thing. Like, there's so many places in Russia. Unless it's like a huge sign to, like, say, like Moscow or something, then you're still going to find it tough. Get American food. Could do. Don't know what American food would be in the UK. I don't want to eat too unhealthy is the thing. Okay, fine. It was the Guatemalan car. Look, everyone swarmed around it. Right, final round. Can we hang on to a top 3? I could get third back-to-back. I'll take it. Sadly, not first in either of them, but... Oh, this is going to be a tough one. Yeah, this is going to be a very tough one. Oh, God. Good luck, people. No Googling. Oh, 6-5. 6-5, 6-5, 6-5. What is the 6-5 area code? 6-7. 6-7 is state of Mato Grosso, I think. Oh, I'm trying to rack my brain. 6-5, so it should be around there. Goiás? Is it Goiás? Or is it Mato Grosso? Oh, I can't remember. Oh, good guess. Oh, it was. Oh, we didn't quite get first. Global Otter took it. Fair play. Yeah, it was Mato Grosso. I was trying to remember that there was a 6-5. Oh, 6-7 is Mato Grosso do Sul. Okay, I was trying to remember. 6. I knew 6 was around here. Okay, makes sense. That was close. Decent guess. Whoever got this is fair play. James, nice guess. Right, we finished second. I'll take third and then second. Well done, Global Otter. Well done, Dory Boy. Good battle. Well done to everyone that made it on the list, to be fair. Some good guesses in there. Yeah, crazy. We 4K'd a lot of the, like 4+ Ks, pretty much all of them. This is the only, if I'd have, like, I got one 6-point guess. State of that. I want to actually find that one. Was the sun? Oh, the sun was in the south. Okay. I don't know why I thought the sun was in the north. I think I must have just brain farted. I was not really paying enough attention, clearly. Yeah, this is a very American car. Can't see what that says. It didn't feel right for the... I also thought we were driving on the left. I mean, that is the front of the car. That is the front of the car. So the front of the car is on the left-hand side of the road. But this car is clearly on the right. I don't know, it just messed me up. Bro was looking at that. To be fair, that doesn't help me much. I guess that is a US sign, but yeah, that was the only round that was a bit of a stinker. That's okay. What can you do? No. What am I doing? That? Hello? Hello. Right. I love you all very much. Thank you for joining me for the stream as always. Hopefully you have a fantastic evening. Hope you have a good game week as well. The next game week is Tuesday. So there'll be a video on Monday morning, probably. Maybe Sunday evening, but probably Monday morning. And also Tuesday morning. There'll be a Tuesday deadline stream. But yeah, good luck. Hopefully you get green arrows. Hopefully our transfers work out. And I will catch you on the next one. Bye, guys.